Hello, everyone, and welcome to our once weekly show. My name is Michelle Marie, and I am both a Vedic and Western astrologer, as well as a tarot and oracle card reader. And I am so excited to have the amazing Shari, Voices from the Swamp, on the show today.
Hi,
She
y'all.
is,
She's
yeah.
amazing. I'm just here.
Oh, geez, we love you, Sherry. So I've been looking
Oh,
forward to reading with you ever since last month, and we just want to invite all of you guys to join us. This is so great.
oh, and I love reading with you. Oh, and I just got my first member, y'all. I'm so excited.
Yay!
Um, and one of the musician friends that my son's friends with,
Hmm.
he just got inducted into the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame a few
That's
months ago.
huge.
Yeah, his name.
Congratulations.
This is his one of his early CDs. Julian Primo is his name,
Oh, very
but he had a
cool.
song that that I've heard before that Bourbon Street Boogie. It's very Mardi Gras sounding.
Uh-huh.
And so I emailed him the other day and I said, Julian, I said, I would really like to use this song with my YouTube channel. It's the perfect music that I need for the atmosphere I want to set. And then I was holding my breath and crossing my fingers and toes. And he emailed back. He said, yeah, that would be great. And I'm like, yay. So I said, okay, well, send me exactly how I need to note it down so that YouTube knows I have permission to
Yep.
use music, And so he sent me the little thingy to use. And so I'm excited. So now I got to sit down and listen and break it up into parts and figure out what I want to use where. And I'm slowly learning to edit. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm figuring
Yeah.
it out all at a
And then
time.
he'll have like give you copyright stuff and things like that so that you can put it up and all of that. It's a process. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and then,
Yeah.
I can link his website and stuff to it so that if somebody
Hmm.
hears the music and they like it, then they can go to check out
Yeah.
his stuff because he's got some amazing music.
He
Uh,
does. He does. I know that Arthur, I think, has he's put some of his music on Linda G's channel and other people's
yeah,
channel.
mine too. He's let me
And
use some of his stuff. Yeah,
oh, it's
and
beautiful. Yeah.
and
Very cool. So you just attract musicians.
I guess so. I mean,
Well, you
my
birth one,
son
so there
wrote.
you go.
Yeah, I guess that helps. He wrote the first piece, the violin piece with the crickets and stuff that I
Hmm.
play. My son wrote that, and then he
Mm.
played it on his keyboard that's connected to the computer, and so it sounds like violins playing, but it was actually playing on the keyboard. And then he added like crickets and whatnot in the background.
Hmm.
He actually laid them on two different tracks for me, so I could take them out or put them in.
Hmm.
And the first time it was part of a song he was writing, and when I heard that section, I was like, "Oh, that's mine." I said, "I'm
Mm.
sorry, but that's mine. I'm taking it." He's like, "Oh, okay." and and
So
then I've been
every
after him for a while to do some Mardi Gras style music for me, and he just doesn't really play that kind of music. But he gets a lot of these Cajun and Zydeco bands that play at the club where he
hmm.
works. And I keep telling him, okay, you need to bug them and say, hey, my mom's got a YouTube channel and she needs somebody to play some music for her she can use. And
Aw.
then I heard Julian's song and I went, oh, never mind. I found the song. And I know him, so I can just bug him and ask him. So,
Well, everyone
yeah.
in the chat is saying
Yeah.
congratulations on the new song, and you have the cutest little emojis for your membership. Do you want to share that as well?
I did a baby turtle
Mhm.
and I did a dancing Cajun crawfish, with the Mardi Gras beads and whatnot. Yeah, with this little. And then I did a dancing slash parading alligator with a Mardi Gras umbrella and beads and stuff like he's dancing down the street. It's all like cartoon,
Hmm.
clip art type. Thank God for Canva. And
Yes.
just kind of had to play around with it until I got them like I liked them. And so I've only got one level right now on my
Hmm.
membership, and you can become a Cajun crawfish. That's level one.
Well, there you go.
And when I add levels, then I'll come up with different names. So But right now, if you become a member, you become a Cajun crawfish. How about that?
There
Just
you
a voice
go. I
for
love that.
once.
Woohoo! All
And
right. So everyone is really
I'm
congratulating
excited.
you. Tons of people coming in.
Thank you,
And
thank you, thank you.
I do not know where Soda is, but it's very good to see you, Jeff. And Kriti is here.
Soda.
It's lovely to see you, Kriti. I'm guessing, I don't know what Soda is. Do you?
Uh,
I don't know. If you're still here, you can let us know. It'd be good to hear from you, sweetie. Norm is here. It is lovely to see you, Norm. Ocean is
Norm,
here.
yes,
Good to
it's
see you.
Julian with an A, not an E.
Oh, okay.
Julian Primeaux. Anything you see in Cajun French that ends in EAU or EAUX is
Mm-hmm.
pronounced O.
Mm-hmm. Like Go
Very simple.
Saints. Geaux.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And but Julian Primo, he reminds me of like early Leonard Skinner
Oh,
before
okay.
anybody even knew who they were. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of that rockabilly sound.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, that's
he's
awesome. I can't wait to hear
he's
it.
an amazing musician, and he's got that natural charisma
Mm-hmm.
when he's on stage that just draws people to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that hosted the fundraiser for my
Oh.
son.
Oh.
And he did basically he gave a free concert. Um,
Wow.
and it was in a small venue, so it was like under 50 people that came. But
But
he
still.
must have done 8, 10 songs, and he's so much fun to watch. He just makes the whole event lively, just the way I've seen him perform a couple of times, and it's just like, wow, he really knocks people's socks off.
That's
Um,
awesome. But Luis, it's great to see you. Bora Bora is saying hi to Sherry and I. Thank you
I
so much.
before
Kaylee, I
and
got your
Fogo.
question. So good to see you, Kaylee. And yes, she went ahead and corrected that. Thank you so much. Maureen is here. It is lovely. We hope you're having a wonderful day too, sweetie. It's always good to see you. Emily, it's lovely to see you. Laura, you're first in line. We went ahead and starred your question. Bora Bora,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah.
for your support. And everyone's saying congratulations because we're all excited for your new song and
Thank
your
you,
new
thank
memberships. Woohoo! And
yeah, got the first member in, so
And Sylvia's here. It's lovely to see you,
and,
sweetie. He's here. Norm says thanks for the update. Wendy Fox is here. Oh, I'm super glad you're here too, sweetie.
hey,
We just
Wendy.
started, so
Yeah, we just got going. You got it, Norm, that's how you spell it.
all right, all right, Rishi. You got it, Rishi. If you're feeling disturbed, we just had an eclipse, so look at where the eclipse happened in your chart, and you'll see what's going on. Jonathan and I are doing a special show tomorrow on what the eclipse energy did to us. It was insane. It's going to be a
Yeah.
really good one on the Boomer Mill. Marine is saying congratulations, love and light to you,
Thank you.
Debbie. Three shifting veils, oh, best name ever.
I
You can, of
know.
course, yes, you can
She's
ask a
so
question.
sweet.
So
She's
just let.
so sweet. I had her on my channel, on the slumber party a couple of weekends ago.
Mhm.
Debbie, Shifting Veils came on, and we had the best time. She was so sweet.
That's
Uh,
awesome. I think I saw that one, and
yeah,
I was like,
Laura, he's
oh,
on Apple Music, he's on Spotify, he's on YouTube. His website is julianprimo.com, I think
there
it
he
is.
is.
He's all over the place. Like I said, he just got inducted into the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame.
That's
And
amazing.
and he's in like his mid to late 30s. I don't think he's as old as my son is. I mean, my son's a few years older than him. He looks 20, which is disgusting. It's like,
Hmm.
how can you look 20 and you're 20 years older almost? But
Some people
he's
just
a
don't
very
age the way that the rest of us do. Jonathan's like that. His
yeah,
doctor calls him the young guy. It's just,
yeah, and
yep.
but yeah, he's a very very sweet young man, and
That's wonderful. I'm so glad that you have like a Hall of Fame musician artist doing
yeah, isn't
your.
that cool?
It is so cool. Like
Somebody that when he
intro
sees me, he's
by.
like, "Hey, mom," and he gives me a hug. So it's like,
Oh,
hey, that's cool.
that is really cool. You're a rock star. I love
And
it.
but
Okay.
all thanks to my son. He's the
Yep.
one that introduced us. Because
That's
he'll do their
amazing.
music, he'll do their sound form when they play other venues sometimes
Hmm.
if it doesn't interrupt his regular work schedule. Lewis will go with them and run sound for them. And a
Mm,
few times he's gone with them to be backup guitarist because
very
their other
cool.
guitarist has to miss or something, So that's kind of
Just a
cool.
He's just a
Yeah,
good guy. Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
That's wonderful.
Just a very, very nice young man. Very much so. Hi,
Yeah.
Hershey. Yeah.
Hershey. Good to see you,
And
sweetie.
Gerald. Hi, Gerald.
Thank you for the positive vibes and nap lurking. Thank you. Oh,
That's all
you're
right, Gerald.
amazing.
If you go watch my latest card flip, you got tagged. I was
Really?
talking about something. I said, and as Tarot Stash always tells me,
There you
purchase
go.
responsibly.
Yes. I bring
So
up
you'd
I'm
like
like, I
get
wish I
some
had the
hits off of that.
cowbell. I wish I had the, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
Gerald is the entertainer
I don't
among
have
us all.
cowbell, but I have a good bell. So, oh my
Oh,
goodness. And then I got
oh,
through it. I thought I need to email him and tell him I kind of name dropped him in the videos. So if people ask him, he'll know what the hell they're talking about.
and Maureen says, Shari, you deserve it because you have a huge heart, and I'm so glad I found you. We're glad we found her
Oh,
too.
thank you, Marine.
Yes, and we love
Thank
your quirky
you.
personality, Gerald. You keep us going so much. Yeah, we
There
just
you
all love
go.
him for sure. So I'm going to go into
Absolutely.
the full moon that we have coming up and then the Mars debilitation. And then if you want to talk about just collective stuff, or we can get right back into readings, it's totally up to you, Shari. So are you good? Or do you have it?
Whatever. We'll just play it by ear. See what
Cool,
happens.
cool. And again,
I don't have anything planned, so just whatever.
okay. And we can pretty much just go with the flow. So if something hits you, just
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead. So I'm trying to
yeah, that
change up
works.
the way I read a little bit. It's just like make let's spirit in a little bit more because ever
I've
since I
been
had that.
thinking about adopting Marina's thing of doing the
Oh, the
the giveaway
giveaway, like the
wheel.
sweet and sour
Yeah,
that she
I
does
was
with
like, that's
Gerald.
kind of fun.
It
Yeah,
really does. Yeah, that
that
does sound
looks
like a
kind of
lot of
fun,
fun.
especially when you got like 20, 30 people wanting a question and you know you can't get to all of them and you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So okay, you
Yeah.
go on the wheel and we'll see who wins.
Oh, and I think that's a good idea too. And hugs to Odin. Oh, that's wonderful, Laura. Oh, okay. You just what was going on around you. You got it, Norm. I went ahead and started your question. Okay, thank you for the update on that. So just to let everybody
And the
know,
super sticker you sent her.
yes. So Laura and Norm. So Laura's first, Norda Bondurant, excuse me, and then Norm, and then we're going to go to lightning round unless someone else tips. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead. It is a great tool. It really is. Yeah, Gerald and Marina showed me it. I was like, that is amazing. So
It's a lot of
okay.
fun, yeah. Um,
Hmm.
I know Lisa Smith, Spirit Intuitive. First time she started using it, she just sat and kept spinning it all night long one night. She didn't have any giveaways or anything like that, and she was just having fun with it.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, well, that's the best way to be. Just have fun with it.
Yeah, totally, totally. So we do have a full moon coming up. I believe it's around 4:33 tomorrow morning, and that is a full moon. It's in Aries, and that falls in Ashwini Nakshatra. That's going to bring a lot of heightened energy and clarity, which is going to illuminate our path for new beginnings. But this is a little bit difficult of a moon. One, because it's coming right after an eclipse, and two, because it is in Gandanta. A Gandanta takes place between water and fire signs. It's just like a few minutes in between Aries and Pisces here. So it's a few minutes through the Pisces Aries Gandanta, which is a spiritual knot. So it's going to signify a lot of transformation and crossing from one realm to another. The best way I've heard that Gandantas described is it's like giving birth to a baby. When you hold the baby for 9 to 10 months in your womb, it's like status quo. Baby's growing. You're just keeping an eye on things. But when you go into labor, that's the Gandanta. Once the baby's born, all the fluids are checked. You're able to kind of recover. That's the end of the Gandanta. So Gandantas are kind of like being in labor. It's a new birth, a new beginning. So you can embrace this as a very dynamic time for initiating projects with assertive action. To enhance courage, I recommend wearing red jasper or carrying around a bloodstone. And you can chant Om Somaya Namaha tonight or tomorrow 108 times via a mala if you're feeling the Gandanta energy a little more than most, and that will help you align with the moon's energy. You can practice asanas like warrior pose to channel your inner strength. And I make shorts on all of these, and I show the warrior pose, I show the teas, I show the herbs that you should be using, and I explain them, and I have descriptions, and I also have vendors in all of the descriptions on where you can buy these things from. So if you want to follow my shorts, there's a lot more information for you there, and I'm trying to make them entertaining. So you can use sandalwood or cedarwood essential oils for grounding. You can drink ginger tea, and that's what I like to invigorate your spirit. And just harness this transformative new moon, sorry, full moon to pursue your passions boldly, because that's what that's all about. Now, a couple of days later, on the 19th, Mars is going into debilitation, and that's happening in the sign of sidereal Cancer. And that's going to go until January 1st of next year. So you may experience some emotional challenges and heightened sensitivity around this date. This transit leads to a lot of inner conflicts between now and January. So, and this especially takes place in family dynamics and relationships, which isn't that great for the holidays. So, you're going to have to kind of keep your boundaries up and try to practice a little vairagya, like not take things too personally, even though it can be a little intense. To navigate energy, you can wear moonstone or selenite for emotional balance. The selenite will charge the moonstone. You can chant Om Kujaya Namaha 108 times every Tuesday to invoke strength and clarity with Mars. You can engage in calming asanas like the cat cow pose to release some tension, especially in the back area. And you can use jasmine or chamomile, oils to soothe your mind. And you can also sip on peppermint tea at night to kind of boost clarity while at the same time bring down your energy a little bit. But this is going to be a time for introspection and nurturing your emotional well-being and transforming challenges into growth opportunities. So, it's a little bit of a knotted, introspective kind of energy coming our way toward the end of this month. But know that it is for our best, and it's basically to kind of push us forward. And if you guys are in the Florida or North Carolina area, do know that the eclipse that we had on April 8th is what is affecting a lot of the weather patterns. That's caused by Indra. Indra is the god of lightning storms. He's also known as Uranus in Western astrology. And it's a warning of things to come. When I was sitting in meditation this morning, I was shown that the storms are literally washing people away from like some really bad things that are happening governmentally. And it's going to start in the South. So again, this is what's going. A lot of the light works are going to be moved out of certain areas of the United States so they can continue their work and not be persecuted. So we've got some big changes coming. They're going to be the next 4 and 5 years. I'm going to try to make some more videos and posts on what I'm getting in meditation, but my heart does go out to a lot of you are in my mantra practice, and I've been putting Florida and the Carolinas at the top of the list because a lot of people are losing their homes and everything they have. And I was told there was a purpose behind it, and it was to save people from what's coming. So I'll try to be a little more clear on that as I get more information, but that's just a little
You
extra
can
that I
only
got
share
this
what they
week.
give you to share.
They again, yes,
And
and
some
they're
things they'll tell you, "Don't share it yet.
not
It's
yet.
not
Yeah.
time." Yeah. Um, I know, Colleen, the Cool Crone, and I were doing a special meditation and prayer tomorrow night
Yes.
at 6:30 Central. It's only going to be like 30 minutes, just for to cover everybody that kind of got hit by both hurricanes in North
Mm-hmm.
Carolina and stuff that
Mm-hmm.
got that aftermath. They got hit a lot worse than I think anybody expected because of the way the storm moved. I mean, I've grown up on the Gulf Coast. I've seen hurricanes do some really wild stuff and
Mm-hmm.
move in really weird directions, and everybody's kind of scratching their head, going, "Didn't see that coming." So, mm,
So Sylvia, I can tell you what's going to happen because I did a deep dive on her chart, Donald Trump's chart, the United States chart, everything, and I got some answers in meditation. And Laura, it goes along with Sylvia's answer. So I will go ahead and star your answer, Sylvia, and I'll get to that. But long story short, Project 2025 is going to move forward with Kamala Harris as president or not. And they're going to start in the southern states, move up through the Midwest, and start taking away our rights, taking away our education, taking away our medical. It's not going to be good. They're going to do it. So it's the eclipse that caused it. The last eclipse that did this was in Bharani, which rules the woman's womb. I'll show
yeah,
it to you.
and they took away
They took away that. They took away our ability to maintain our reproductive rights. And you see Yama up there, that's the god of death. Down here is the womb. It literally got hit with a demon. So that's what eclipses are, if you guys want to know. That's why you're not supposed to look at them, because you can get possessed if you're not strong. So basically, what happened was that it was in Ravati, which is Safa, 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 the last one we had. It's the wealthy star. It's the power to nourish. So anything that nourishes us in this country is going to get taken. Our healthcare, our ability to get like good non-GMO food, to access good education. We're going to turn into basically an autocracy within, and it's going to start with a civil war in about 4 years and a world war in about 5. This is all through astrology. Again, this is just my predictions and then being part of the groups that I'm in. America it's on its way out. It's 248 years old. The Pluto return is 248, 244 to 248. 244 was 2020 when we got hit with COVID. 2048 is the end. That's death. So someone's going to come in and take over. It could be China. It could be, I'm guessing China, because they own most of our real estate at this point. If you look up BRICS and you look up Pew Research Center, MIT, things like that, you can find all of the facts and figures regarding who's buying America and what kind of changes they plan to implement using AI to survey us, to change our government systems, things like that.
And the reason why a lot of it's happening and going right, I mean, of course, the astrology it's already kind of laid out. But
Yeah.
the reason why it's happening with such, wham in your face is because the majority of people just kind of went to sleep. It's like they quit paying attention. They quit holding people accountable
And a
for,
lot of that has to do with the fact that a lot of people, at least in my generation, are younger, and I know this falls in your son's lap too, is in order to survive, we have to work twice as hard in order to get the
yeah.
same pay. And so if you're working 2 to 3 jobs, you don't have time to think. You don't have time to watch the news. You don't have time to get involved because you're working all the time, and that's how they want us. They're enslaving us. So if you read Project 2025, they will get rid of the minimum wage. They will get rid of healthcare. They will get rid of the educational department. They will get rid of everything that is supplying supporting
Well,
us
they
as a nation.
started with the tail end of the baby boomers, and then going from there with convincing everybody that you have to have a college education. You have to have a college education. You can't get ahead if you don't have a degree. And then turned around and charged out the wing wang
Mm-hmm.
get a college education, so that what I spent for one semester when I went back to college would have paid for all 4 years had I stayed in college back in the 70s when I first
Mm-hmm.
started. And that's ridiculous. I mean, it's
Yeah, so everything is becoming too
yeah.
expensive. Everything is basically they're taking away basic services. And if you look at the way that the another thing that's how I'll go into this. We go into this in Boomer Mill too. Is our workforce? They're talking about the Haitians are coming. The Haitians are coming. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. They're not eating the cats and they're not eating the dogs. You know why they're here? They're replacing all the hospital workers. It's been corporatized. If you talk to anyone who's new here from Haiti, you can go down to the Department of Licensing. You can go and just talk to anyone on the street. Most of them speak English, and they'll tell you we were here because all Americans. I'm not kidding you. This is a quote. All Americans do is smoke cigarettes and watch football. And so we're here to do their jobs because they're not coming to work anymore. I asked them how much they got paid. It was not within reason. And they're being paid via EBT cards, not even real cards. So they're being paid by some corporation to come through and take American jobs, and they're being treated worse than slaves. They're importing slaves. That's what's going on. And they're doing it in tech with
Out of
Indian
those
workers here.
cards that they get, it's not like a regular debit card or
Nope.
credit card. Every
It's
time you use it, they take a chunk of money out of it. It's like if it
bingo.
goes on there, if you go to the ATM to take
Mm-hmm.
out, say, $100 out
Mm-hmm.
of your pay, it may cost you $50 to take out that 100.
Yeah.
Uh,
So there's
it's
a lot of
really,
weird
yeah,
behind the scene corporate bad things happening, and they're being
I
allowed to
got a
do it, and they're
bullet.
not being held accountable. So I'll stop with that. I hope that answered some of your questions, Sylvia. But it's, so when does it clear up? It's going to be years, years. Jonathan and I are leaving the country, so we're not going to stick around for this because we can see the writing on the wall. So, and I got your PayPal, Wendy. Thank you so much. Okay. So, hi, Dora. Good to see you. And Denise, thank you for the angels. We really appreciate that. We went ahead and starred you. And I know, yeah, I went ahead and
Sorry,
started the
y'all. My
question, Laura.
allergies have been like in just full attack mode for
We're in
this.
pollen season for sure. Yeah, it's fall.
Yeah, and it's like just constant coughing and sneezing and nose running, and so every time I click off the camera, it's because I got to blow, and always see me blow my nose. It's
Okay,
gross,
thank you.
but
No, it's fine. It happens. So thank you. So, Laura, you have a few questions in the chat. Do you want me to pick one or do you want me to tell them? You said, I knew a civil war was coming, or do you want the personal question? Let me know in the chat and we'll go ahead and get to you first. Okay, sweetie? It is a doozy, Michelle. I'm sorry, it was a doozy, Sylvia. Sorry, I was reading that. Um, it is effing terrifying. It's even more. So I thought about just doing like a full thing on this because when I went into that meditation, I was literally shown that it's ending and we are going to have to move. So that's what we're doing. We're telling other people what I'm seeing, again, for entertainment purposes only. The world can change, but I got that there was a heavy hitter that flipped the switch. And there are some people that can do that. It's called Abhijit. Abhijit is a nakshatra where the devas and the demons have absolutely no control over you. You can do whatever you want. You're basically a super god. Barack Obama has this in his chart. It's his Jupiter, and that's how he won the presidential election. He could not be beaten. He had Rama behind him, meaning no one could beat this guy. There's someone on the other side, the more Astrologic side, which is the demonic side, that has this gift from doing good dharma in their past births, and they're going to use that to make the fall of America go a little bit faster. So I got 2 years last year. It got down to one because a major player switched gears just recently. So
and it's
again,
and the thing that that I've always gotten is that even though all of this, and we've seen it, you've seen it, I've seen some of this, but at the same time, I'll get the message you can change it.
yep, you
So
can.
don't feel like it's there's no hope. There's always hope.
Like Roe v. Wade, I think from the start to the end, we could probably see if we fight, it's going to be 9 to 18 years because it's going to take a nodal return for us to get that back. It could be the same for what we just experienced because the nodes have a 9 year inversion cycle. So we can look into those as well if you're asking about timing, guys. So, but again, it's years. So that's why Jonathan and I are looking to jump to a country that still has healthcare, but still has a decent way of living. Because my husband's in his 70s, guys. So it's not like, if we lose
He
Medicare, that's
doesn't
not
look a
good.
day over 45. So,
Oh,
I
thank
mean,
you. He's my young guy. So it's yoga and vegetarian lifestyle and all that. So, but yeah, don't let this stuff freak you out. Just use it as a way to plan for yourself. If you've got a house right now, you might want to look at leveraging that to help you move somewhere. Again, that's what we did.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
uh, yes, and women in Texas are dying. They're dying all over 33 states where they
yeah.
where they
I
took it
don't know
away.
who saw the debate with Cruz and Colin Allred, who's running against him for the
Yeah.
Senate seat in Texas, but
Hmm.
Allred wiped the floor with him. And one of the things he did it on was
Oh,
he
when he hid in
threw
the
up
closet, when he
one
said
of the
Tom,
things.
when he said Ted Cruz hid in the closet during the attack.
Yeah, right. That, and just talking about the abortion issue and everything else. He's like, this man's going to look you square in the camera to look you in the eyes and lie, ball face lie to you. He says, so you need to counter him. You need to counter him on it. That's
Yeah.
enough's enough. It's like, yeah, we need people like that are willing to fight, and maybe we'll change it. Maybe
Hmm.
we'll just delay it, but there's always that hope that it can be changed. I
There is.
refuse to believe that there have been so many light workers, so many empaths, so many uh, indigo children and whatnot that have been sent to Earth
Hmm.
to just give up. They're here for a reason.
Well, we're all
You,
getting poked with sticks. There's a gal that I follow who has a severely disabled son, and she's fighting. She's in Florida, and she's fighting the attorney general, everything to keep her son's basic medical care. And like when I say severely, I mean we're seeing schizophrenia, autism that goes into like he can't go to the bathroom by himself. He can't, like, he's very violent, things like that. And she's telling the judge, I have to see somebody. I have to see somebody. He's going to kill us. He's violent. He doesn't know what's going on. He needs his medication. We can't afford this. And they're going, we'll get you a hearing in May. And
Yeah,
she's
how
like,
are we still alive?
yeah, and that's what she said. She's like, we're not going to be alive in May. So we're all trying to get her a lawyer and everything else. It's just a mess. But anyway, okay. Oh, yes, I want the best for your grandchildren too, Debbie. Oh, my goodness. All right. So, yeah, there might be a civil war, Laura. That's what the eclipse went over, was the Midwest and the southern United States. That's where it's going to be the hottest. That's my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. So, and Wendy, we did get your tip. So you are in the queue. So we have Laura. So you want the Civil War question. You got it, instead of the personal one. Okay. So let me find that one. All right. I knew a civil war was coming. How can we change this outcome? It can't be fated. We have free will. Okay. We have free will to alter this, but sometimes, how do I say this? The way that the gunas work is that we are all basically under the control of either a deva or a demon in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga involves both. So we could either feed one wolf or another, so to speak. Okay. There are some people that have Abhijit in their chart. They're free agents, meaning that the devas, the asuryas, or the darker energies have no effect on them. Those are the real game changers. Those are the people that can move mountains and change destinies. Not many people have that. It's just a few tiny little degrees in the chart in Uttara Ashada. Not a lot of people have it. So I would have to, we do have free will, but it's only to a certain point, because most of us are bound by our karma, according to Vedic philosophy and astrology. And you can look at report cards and numbers and things like that via the math. Because Vedic astrology is a little different than Western. It goes really, really heavily in depth into the mathematics and the calculations and what those entail for outcomes. So it's the science of light. So there's a lot that goes into it. So the main thing that I got that you could do, Laura, in your own personal sphere is I got communicate. I got the third house. Just make sure that you are communicating with your community, with your friends, with your family, with the people that are in and around you. I know that you're redoing your tribe a little bit because of what happened with your accident. So try to invite people who can share in the more joyful things in life. Okay, like this is Ganesha and little Mushak going to a puja. Okay, so these are one of my favorite things. Pujas are where we all get together and we do mantras and kirtan and japa. If you've ever seen Deva Premal and Mitten, that would be an example of like a really fun kirtan session. Or Ram Dass does them as well. They're a lot of fun. So, but just know that, joy, it's a state of heart and soul. Okay. In this card, you can see that Ganesh is holding garlands made of aruku flowers, and that's known as crown flowers. And they can eliminate negative energy from the body and mind of us. And they have medicinal benefits. They can treat, diarrhea, constipation, stomach ulcers, basic anxiety kind of stuff. And we worship Ganesha with these flowers to be free of ailments. So you can see that Mushak down here, the little rat, he's also carrying an offering. And then there's also a lingam down here. Now, this object is found in the sanctum of Shiva temples. He's the destroyer. He's the one who brings a lot of the destruction our way. And so we create little private shrines for him to symbolize him. And it's revered as an emblem of regenerative power. So it's found within a very lipped disc structure down here. And that's the emblem of goddess Shakti, called the yoni. So this is kind of like the reproductive cycle. And together they symbolize the union of the feminine and masculine properties and the totality of all existence. So joy happens when the heart and the soul unite. So trying to find people that bring you joy, that you can celebrate with, that you can do mantras with, that you can do prayers with, if you have a different line of worship. Anything that creates a sense of contentment, acceptance, and serenity is really going to help you with the anxiety of this. I know that I had a friend that I went to college with whose father was in the midst of the war of Afghanistan. Her family was staying there at the time, and war broke out, and they had to literally go into underground in the underground bunkers. Because she's Catholic, all of the Catholics got together and they held mass and they sang and they worshiped Mother Mary, and they just held hands until the fighting was over. And it was that kind of helped her get through the angst. Okay. So when your life is in flux, you feel a deep knowing that whatever's going to happen will be for the highest and good for all involved when you're coming from a place of worship and community. Okay. So
Mhm.
when you have this knowledge in you, it will bring a lot of spiritual determination despite all of the things that we're going to be fighting. And even though we're going through very difficult circumstances, more than the ones that we're currently undergoing, we will ultimately find happiness in community and in unity if we choose to bond together during these trials. So spirit is acknowledging your stress and your exhaustion, and they're asking you to work to adopt new patterns and behaviors to release old stories. And you're not happy right now, many of us aren't, but you can experience joy in knowing that striving through difficult situations is so important. That's why we're here. And you're urged to realize that in this lifetime, Laura, that you're going to undergo certain experiences and learn very specific life lessons through this. And just be honest with yourself. Allow your feelings and emotions to come out as you go through some of these things. Remember that if your heart is feeling wounded, especially if you're seeing a lot of violence, that this is healing taking place. And it's because you're grappling with very deep feelings that have been repressed in you for lifetimes. Okay. So share your thoughts, share your feelings. That's why I got this third house energy. Share your anxieties with those who can support you and bring you joy at this time,
Mhm.
and joy will be the outcome. So your energy and your inner light are so important. Shari mentioned at the very beginning that we're all light workers. Do not let them discourage you. Get other
Yeah.
light workers on your team and create a
One
force
flicker
of
of
joy.
light can destroy a room of darkness.
Bingo. And if you get a whole bunch of candles in there, girl, you will be invincible. So it's things are shifting to reveal our grand plan. But do know that the United States is at the end of its Pluto cycle, and we did not take this country legally, and we did not take it peacefully.
Nope.
So we got
What
some
goes
stuff to
around
pay
comes
back.
around.
There you go. So this is
I do the
karmic.
Four of Pentacles to start with, and
There you
so
go.
that's stability. You've got to stay. Make sure you're stable. Make sure your family's stable. Work on the stability of those that you care about. That's going to help protect you and help you move forward to fight back. But you got to have that stability. And then I pull the Two of Cups. So that's going to require building those relationships with those you care about, with those that you come into contact with, of being available and aware of who is going to truly be someone that you can count on and who is someone that maybe you need to let them just pass on through and not concern yourself with. And that's going to be between you and spirit. You're going to have to determine what way that's going to go. And then the last thing I got was the Six of Swords. It shows where a lot of us are going to just pick up and go. We're going to go somewhere else. And a lot of people are already doing that. You have people that are, yeah, see, same thing. You've got people that are leaving worse off situations now and coming here trying to find that hope. Unfortunately, we're in such a state of flux that we can't offer hope to our own people, much less to other people. I mean, we got to try. It doesn't mean that you don't keep trying, it just means that it's going to be that much harder. But we have to keep it in mind and we have to keep pushing for it.
I totally agree. I hope that was helpful, Laura. And the Six of Swords is what I got to leave. It's my stalker card. I get it almost every day when I journal. And
Yeah.
we're going to go into that on the Boomer Mill tomorrow. The reason we're leaving is because we lost all of our stuff to crime, and the police did nothing about it. So, and then that's when we found out all of our systems were just broken. And it's like, so the court system's broken, the police system's broken. Someone can just steal your house and live in it, and they're like, oh yeah, civil. I'm like, okay, bye. So it made the national
Yeah.
news. We're going to play the clip and everything. It's crazy. So, all right. So let's go to our next question. We have Norm and then we have Wendy Fox as our tippers. And I saw that you came in, Rachel. Good to see you, sweetie. All right. So let me find Norm. What's going in and around me? You got it. Okay, Norm. I'm not. Are you in a relationship, Norm? Because I got the seventh house for your first card. Can you let us know? If that's not the case, then this might be something coming your way because I am they're pointing me toward the house of relationships for you. This would be anyone in your environment that's mirroring you and reflecting your essence because I got seventh house. That would be marriage, okay? Marriage and relationships. You're welcome, Laura. Thank you for the hearts. Um, while I kind of wait for you, Mr. Norm. I did get the temperance card is needed. So there's some balance needed in this area. Whenever I see the temperance card and I see him taking, one cup from spirit and then putting one cup down to the earth, this tells me that you have some important light work to do in regarding relationships and how you give and receive with others. It needs to be an equal measure. Um, Balance with not since 2002. Okay. So there is something going on regarding someone in and around your environment and creating more balance with them spiritually. So this would be someone that you're face to face with on a more, because they didn't show me a wife. That's why I was like, who is it? That's why I asked you. Usually it's like, oh, that's a wife or a husband. So then the next card I got was the Six of Cups. So this might have been someone from your past. The Six of Cups is trying to remember things that have come from the past. So this might be a past partner coming through. I'm not quite sure why they're coming through now. Oh,
Sorry, that was my brother.
okay. So they're
I
kind of
would get
asked.
to mute and he'll walk through singing. So, just
Okay, we're just getting a little musical accompaniment. So basically, what I'm getting for you, Norm, is that I got that childlike joy is associated with something regarding relationships right now. Okay, because I got the Six of Cups. This is also remembering our past. So they're saying to kind of like lighten up a little bit, and you might attract someone into your life that can kind of bring back that those nostalgic memories of childhood, friends, family, making time for fun, being open and optimistic like a child. There's a balance that's needed here. If you felt a little too serious or a little too anxious or just a little too diligent, they're asking you to kind of step into the mode of play. And they're saying that you'll be able to attract true love if you display the wisdom of years and the innocent of youth at the same time. That's what they're looking for. Okay, thank you guys. So they're trying to balance out this very beautiful, childlike, fun part of you that has been forgotten with the more serious, responsible Norm. That's what I'm seeing. And you may meet someone with a similar upbringing or background too. So that's kind of what I see coming. Um, then I got a really interesting card after that. I got the Six of Wings as Shari was giving her last reading. This has been stalking Jonathan and I. That's my husband. And this is all about moving towards tranquility. It's enduring difficult times and shaking off the challenges you've been through and moving on to happier challenges. But look, there's three people in this card. There's a man, a woman, and a child. For me, that's my husband, me, and our little dog. So this person that you attract through shared childhood experiences or memories or just a connection might be someone that you move with, that you move to another life chapter with. Um, this is the future position. This is you have weathered the storm and you're going to finally be able to enjoy the moment. So a trip with this person could lead you to strengthen your relationship, and or if you take a short trip and you come with this like excited joy of a child, you might attract someone. So give yourself permission to have fun. That's the main thing that they're saying, and that is going to attract the right types of energies there. So you
the
said
motto of my life, have fun.
cared for mom 2008, passed in August. Okay, so this would be the Saturn opposition of your mother's passing, because 2008, that's 15 years. So that means Saturn in this spring will be in the same position opposite to when your mom passed away. So you might be thinking more about that as time comes up. But they are asking you to they are asking you to kind of move into that more childlike joy, because you might have lost a little bit of that in your grief. And they want to send you someone to make your life a little more fun. Okay, sweetie. I hope that was helpful. I'm excited to see what Sherry's got for you.
Well, from the sacred forest, I pull thicket of thorns, and this stands for uncertainty. That's where
Mm,
you are right now. You're kind of in this uncertain place. You're not sure where to go, where to turn, what should I do. We've all been there. Um, but knowing that you're kind of stuck in place, that you're just kind of running in place and you're not getting anywhere, pretending that that doesn't exist doesn't help. You have to acknowledge the fact that you're stuck in place. And then you have to start trying to determine what steps do I need to take to get out of that stuckness. Okay. Um, And then from the Intuitive Whispers Oracle, I pulled the Magic of Nothingness. And basically, what this is talking about is when you allow yourself space and time and quiet to just be with yourself and to listen for what spirit may send to you. And with this card, it suggests that you take 10 minutes every day, just 10 minutes, and just sit or stand or lay down or whatever it is you do, but take 10 minutes. Don't do anything, don't listen to anything, don't watch anything, and just be still and be quiet. And as you as you invite nothingness into your life, you'll start noticing that every moment you have is very important, is very unique. Every breath you take is very unique. Um, they're talking about if you can go out in nature for this 10 minutes is even better because then you can absorb Mother Nature. If it's not like freezing cold and you got somewhere where you can walk safely, take your shoes off, walk around barefoot, let your feet get into the ground, so that you can ground yourself. Um, and in the beginning, every time you do this nothingness, stuff's going to pop in your not, oh, I need to go do this. Oh, I need to remember to do that. Just push it out and say, nope, 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 not right now. Come back later. And I think that kind of helps us hit the reset button, is how I'm reading that card for not just for you, but for everybody. It's hitting that reset, hitting that reset. Every time you need to reset and get back on equal footing again, if you can go back into that nothingness and not flood yourself with images and sound and smells and whatnot, then the easier it becomes for you to be able to hear when spirit is sending you a message or is speaking to you. Excuse me. And then the last card I drew was the Six of Pentacles. And so this represents generosity as you accept that nothingness, as you admit to the stuckness and you say, okay, what do I need to do to not be stuck anymore? That's when abundance and success is going to come your way. Because as you discover how to unstick, as you discover how to let nothingness in so that you can just focus on spirit, and 10 minutes a day is nothing really. I mean, we do that going to the bathroom, 10 minutes and time goes no time. So it's taking that 10 minutes and using it, and then the reward becomes, as you get better at it, as you get more in tune, and as your buttons get reset, that's when abundance is going to come in. And abundance in all forms. It may be money, it may be in other ways, it may be in people, it may be in just that right person that needs to that you've been waiting for. They just haven't been ready for you yet. So it's not just you being ready for them, but they have to be ready for you. So sometimes we have to wait a little bit and just take it slow and easy. There's no big rush. There's no big rush. Just take it easy.
That's good advice
You're
for all of
muted.
us, Sherry. Thank you,
Yeah.
honey. So, Rose Blue, my GF hubby will transfer from his store here to there. That's my update. That's great, Rose Blue. That's wonderful news. Thank you for the update. Sandy, welcome. It's good to see you. Rishi, we haven't gotten to lightning round yet. We're still going through our tippers. So, and Rachel, I went ahead and put you on the list. Okay. So, just to let you guys know, on our list, we have Wendy Fox, and then Rachel, and then Judy. Okay. And then we're going to hit lightning round.
Okay, I got to
Okay.
blow, so I'm gonna
Sounds
turn
good.
everything off for a minute.
Okay. And while she's doing that, I'm going to find your question, Wendy. Okay. Miss Wendy. But to pop out for a little bit, but let's see. All right. Wendy just made a future move. I want to decide if I should stay with the same company an hour away or I should look for a closer place to work. I moved back to this loft for the third time. I would love direction. Okay. Well, they gave me very clear direction, again, for entertainment purposes only. But if you want to move closer and get another job, I got the Five of Pentacles. This is the poverty card. So that's a definite no from my guides. Okay. Uh, then I got for staying in the same job that you're in now, I got some good ones and I got some advice on how to make it better. Okay. The first one I got was the Page of Cups. Okay. The Page of Cups is a younger person that works in and around your office. This is the person that remembers everybody's birthday. They're kind of like their own little psychic intuitive. They're kind of romantic when it comes to love. They're probably like a Gen Z or a young millennial. They like to write romantic stories or poems. They are pregnant with all kinds of ideas that can help you integrate a little bit better into the workplace, and they are an asset for you if you choose to use them because you'll be pleasantly surprised working with this person. This was the kind of person that Jonathan and I found to do our sales about 10 years ago. And she was a lifesaver for us. She's just an extroverted, empathic, beautiful person. And she was able to just kind of like get past all of our tech stuff and really get what the customer needed, like back and forth. So this is that kind of person. Okay. The reason I think you should reach out to her was I got the Hermit, but it came up reversed. So this is about like kind of going out and getting and asking for help, socializing a little bit more. Okay. Um, you need to accommodate the other
Okay.
needs of people and their ideas and things like that. And I think that's why that Page of Cups came in. They're saying don't do everything by yourself. Okay. By not reaching out to others, you're not going to get the help that you need at work and you're not going to get a lot of the support. Okay. They're also saying that if age or eccentricity become a problem, just try to read the
Excuse me.
situation accurately and don't jump to any conclusions, good or bad, about people's behavior and ideas. Okay, because a lot of us come in with different personality traits that can be misconstrued. So just try to practice a little more patience with the current job, and if you work with that Page of Cups energy and you're willing to socialize a little bit more, I can see things turning around for the better. The reason I say that was the future card is I got the Lovers. Okay, this is a very happy card to get. It's not like the Five of Pentacles that I got previously. Okay, uh, this is this is a wise choice to stay with the current job. I am curious to see what Sherry has. This could be workplace romance. I'm not really sure, but it is a card that indicates that you're going to be happier there. And again, for entertainment purposes only. So I hope that was helpful, Wendy, and I'm excited to see what Sherry has for you.
This seems to be an ongoing card, the magic of nothingness.
Hmm.
I think Spirit is really pushing this for all of us, especially considering what all Michelle was able to share and everything. It's important for us to build on this. And so this is, and I was doing a semi reading earlier today, and this card kept coming up. And now it's come up in the first two readings I've done tonight. So isn't it something Spirit is really pushing on us? Is nothingness. Take that 10 minutes a day and unplug from everything. Go sit outside, go walk outside, just whatever it takes. Unplug and just take 10 minutes and just be quiet with nothing around you. And I think that's what Spirit's trying to get across to us is that in order for us to heal and make the right decisions, we need to accept that nothingness. Because then I drew Eagle Spirit, freedom. And uh, this is indicating it's time to kind of break free, to soar up into the sky the way eagles do. It, if you watch birds and how they fly, most birds, it's flap, 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 flap as they go along, right? Their wings are constantly going, or every few seconds they're flapping again. An eagle flaps once, twice, maybe three times, and then they just spread out and they just soar. And it's like they're riding the wind in a way that most of us don't understand. It's I never realized the beauty of watching birds, of all things, until I moved to where I'm living now and discovered that we had eagles here that flew right by in front of my patio. First time I saw them, I nearly fell out of the chair. And I tried for a month, 2 months to get pictures of them. And the minute I'd pull out a camera on my phone, they go straight up in the sky. It took a while for hard headed me to realize it's not for anybody else, it's for you to see. You don't need to share it. You can talk about it, but you don't need to take pictures of it. And that's when I realized that they were trying to tell me where you're part of where one of your guides. You've got eagles. Um, but I started watching the way they flew as compared to how the ducks and the geese and the regular birds fly. And it was like all these other birds, while it's great, they fly, they're having fun, they're chirping, they're singing, they're tweeting, but it's a lot of work that they do to fly. An eagle, like I said, one, two, maybe three swipes of the wings, and then they just soar, and they'll soar up and down and all around and cut loops and because the one that comes here, his mate joins them a lot of times. And so the two of them, it's almost like a dance in midair that you're watching as they loop in and around each other and do cartwheels and fly back and forth. It's just that sense of freedom that that they that they are showing is possible for us to feel that too. Um, and then the last card I drew for you was the Queen of Cups. It fell out. The Queen of Cups. And so here we're talking about um, accepting your emotions, your compassion, be willing to share it with others. There are a lot of hurting people in this world right now, and they need compassion. They need not necessarily somebody to walk over and just, pat their hand and say, there, it's all going to be all right. That doesn't help, but they need somebody that's going to truly care and listen and then help them figure out what's the answer. And that's part of why we're all here is to help. While we're trying to figure out what we're doing here and what are we supposed to do with this, our jobs are to help others figure out how to be more peaceful and how to live more peacefully. And yeah, that's the biggest thing I'm getting is just learn to unstick and go into that nothingness, and you can be free to fly like an eagle, just like the Steve Miller Band sang about. Um, now I got that song in my head. Uh, that's okay. It's a good song. I'm not gonna sing it because y'all will be running for the hills. And
Fly
then
like an eagle.
yeah, there you go. I can't carry a tune in a bucket, so I don't even
Oh,
try. Um,
you're so
but
cute.
then it's that Queen of Cups. It's your compassion.
Hmm.
That's what's so important is your compassion and your
Hmm.
empathy for others. And I think when I put all this together for you, you've already made a major move. You want to know, should I stay with the company I'm in or look for another move to move somewhere else? Um, is the opportunity to work from home there with where you work now? Or are you looking to change into a company that maybe you can work from home so that it doesn't matter how far or how close you live? So many people are doing that now. A
Hmm.
lot of companies are starting to realize, you know what? We can get the same amount of work off of people, sometimes more. We let them work from home and we're not paying the expenses of the building
Hmm.
and all of that nonsense. And so I think the lockdown proved that point to a lot of people because a lot of folks have been trying to push that thought for a while. And
Hmm.
companies were very much, oh no, everybody's got to be here and make sure they work. And then they discovered, actually, I get better production out of people when I let them work from home. So, that's also a form of freedom. So, look in those directions and see what's available.
And,
And
and and make sure you're not taking on a company that's giving you the jobs of two or three people because that's been
right,
really taking
that's
off
the
since
next thing.
COVID. Yeah. So, because Jonathan and I, we work on tech contracts, and we've noticed that the contracts have they're offering less, but there's a lot more work attached to it. And so, just make sure that
Yeah.
you're not putting too much of your time or your resources into the jobs, especially if you have to buy your own stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, we hope that was helpful, Wendy, and we're
Exactly.
sending you lots of love as you go through that. And just to let everybody know, we have
Absolutely.
Rachel next, and then we have Judy, and then we're going to get to lightning round unless we get a tip, okay? So, and Miss Tarot Drag is here. It is lovely to see you.
Hi, Miss Tarot G, my
G.
lovely, lovely lady friend.
Amanda Carroll is here. It is lovely to see you. Denise is sending us lots of love and light. Lots of love and light to you too, sweetie. And Norm said, "Thanks. I'll try this to call myself." That's awesome. And then Debbie,
Yep,
I
you do
actually
it.
have a TikTok. Jonathan and I rescued a little bat, so I have a TikTok on that. That's so awesome. I love bats.
I think I
Okay.
saw that one.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. The one that
I
fell and we
think
had to.
I've seen a lot of your TikToks. I really
Aw,
because
thanks.
usually when I put my TikTok in, you
Hmm.
have to wait for it to load and it'll play other people's TikToks while you're waiting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's how I see so many people's stuff is because I'm waiting for my stuff to load because I can't
Okay.
figure out how to use TikTok other than that.
Well,
I get
I
so lost in there.
well, I appreciate the support. Yeah, my friend Tamara, I think, has like 50,000 subscribers, and like that's her main income. And I'm going to be on her show for some stuff on TikTok. So I'll let you know how it goes and if I learn anything from her because she's like a superstar on TikTok. So yeah.
A lady that owns a local spirit shop here, she had a friend. She said, while most people went to YouTube, she went on TikTok, which was just
Mm-hmm.
starting, and she's now
Yeah.
pulling in like 80 grand a year, and she's just
Wow.
doing it part time.
That's
I'm
great.
like, okay, I'm definitely in the wrong business. I need to find out how she did that, And I
Mm-hmm.
went
Yeah.
to
I'm
TikTok to try to figure it out. It was so confusing. I was like,
the
I don't know
stickers
what
and
to do.
everything.
Yeah,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
contests and
So
competitions, and it's like I don't know. Maybe if I sat at home all day with nothing to do, I would have time to figure it out. But
So Wendy said, I
yeah,
already moved, hoping I was correct. I wanted to start my own business, but I'll be at my job until I'm done with I'm done my business. I'm doing everything on my own. Okay, Wendy. So what I pulled for you was that jumping into something new right now, I got the poverty card. It's not really the right timing. And then as far as like moving, okay, you moved. That's great. But I was reading on the job itself. So just to kind of clarify for you, sweetie, I hope that was helpful. Okay. And again, if you're doing everything on your own, you're going to want to give your business time to catch up financially. So that, because I've been doing astrology and tarot, well, astrology since professionally since 2001, and tarot since 2013. And it takes a long time to get any kind of business going. And then, even when I was doing SEO, it
I
took
just
me
started
a few
this
years to get
a
that up.
little over 3 years ago. So
Hmm. It takes years. So
yeah, it takes
regardless
a
of what
long
it
time.
is, yeah, whether you're in tech or you're in service or you're in, consulting like Shari and I, or psychic consulting, entertainment, uh, it takes a while to build your brand and to get out there and to collaborate and do all of that. So
Exactly.
yes, you can play, Susan. It's lovely to see you. Welcome, sweetie. She was just separated from her partner too. He was younger. I'll look forward to it all. I just moved back with the company from Colorado back to Texas. Okay, same company is good. Okay. Um, but yeah, if you do the replay, you can kind of see that. But we were reading on the job, so hope that was
Yeah.
helpful, sweetie. And yeah, best of luck to you. That's huge. That's a big move. Jonathan and I are planning one ourselves. So yeah, keep in touch. Let us know how you're doing, sweetie. That's a big deal.
I'm
So
stuck here for now. I decided I couldn't decide for a while if I was going to just pack up and go somewhere else or what. And I decided, you know what? This is my state. I love my state. I love my culture. I'm going to fight for it.
yes.
So I'm staying. I'm
Well,
staying.
you're also, I think, Uttara Ashada, which is the mongoose. The mongoose is a kshatriya. It's a warrior, a Brahmin. So what that does is it is a spiritual warrior. So mongoose, what do they kill? They kill snakes. Who are the snakes? The snakes are the Ashleshas, or the rulers of the underworld. They're like the king demons. And so the mongoose come out and go, hey. So that it's in your nature to fight. So
That's
that,
good to know. I didn't.
yeah.
I had another Vedic astrologer that had just basically kind of looked at my birth date and stuff, and as he was telling me, well, you're this and this and this, and oh wow,
Hmm.
you're a Brahmin. And I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell does that mean? I had no clue.
Yeah,
He's like,
that's
no,
just the
no,
different.
that's like major, big time. You're a Brahmin. And I
You
was
were
like,
yeah, you
okay.
participated in a lot of spiritual practices in previous births. That's what that
Yes.
tells me.
So
So it doesn't always mean that you're doing it in this birth, though. I've actually met certain Brahmins,
no, I think
the
I'm
mother
just
who
a
raised
late
me included,
starter.
who's an atheist. So
Yeah.
it depends on whether you activate it or not. So and we have to be careful with the caste system up here in Seattle because it can be used inappropriately because we have a lot of Indians here. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, and I'm
Okay.
surrounded with them at work. So
Yeah,
we
we're
have
in
a very
Microsoft territory.
large, yeah,
Huge Indian population. I love seeing all the Ganeshajis and the Hanumans and things like that in the area. So, oh, I love the eagle spirit card too. And that was a really good description. I like that, Sherry. And birds are special to me too. My son is at home and I know the cards are the way he talks to me. So that's wonderful, Wendy. I love that for you.
yeah, that's great.
And Marine's going to stop and fight too. So there you go. All right. Same here, Charlotte, as Debbie's saying the same thing. We're fighters. All right.
I
So,
mean, it's like I'm at the point where I'm 63 years old and I'm tired of trying to run to find the perfect place to be and nothing ever works. And it's like, you know what?
mm,
I'm home. This is my
mm,
home and I'm going to stand and fight for it now.
okay. You
Yeah.
go. So,
So
Miss
we'll see what happens.
Speaking of military, Rachel is here. She's asking for a general reading for the trip. A more specific question can wait. Okay, you got it, sweetie. So the main thing that your guides are having you focus on, Rachel, is you just made a big move. Yay! But I got Cancer and I got the 12th house. Okay, the 12th house is the house of spirituality, the house of moksha, the house where we find spirit, meditation. Cancer is our home base, our mother, where we feel supported, comforted. It's that Thanksgiving meal that we have with family and then take a nap afterwards and then play games in the morning. Okay, that's the really great family, homey environment that they're asking you to step into, but they want you to turn it into a place of meditation and spiritual worship, which is basically what Jonathan and I did to our apartment. What that's going to do is it's going to help you release the negative energy from the last places you were at because it was just one after another. The reason I say that is I pulled the 5 of Cups for you. Okay. You feel you had to leave those things behind, but it was all for the best. You need to understand that the rejection that you faced, like the really irresponsible landlords, the disappointment and indifference that they caused, realize that you gained a lot of experience that's going to help you with future successes when it comes to dealing with more demonic personalities. So try looking at the glass it has half full instead of half empty. I've got a friend right now who is fighting for her well, she's fighting for her disabled son, and we just got an update today, and it was just awful. And she's such a warrior, and she's kind of in this state right now. And we said every time the demons poke you, just see it as a way. It's a vairagya. It's a way for you to learn a little bit about them and to practice your divine calm. It's called vairagya in yoga. It's difficult. It's very difficult. I'm working on it right now because my husband and I were just burglarized. You told you all about it. So vairagya is a difficult thing, but you can do this. So learn about a little more about that beautiful mind-body connection. Try not to be a floating head as you do this. Practice some grounding techniques because I know big moves can do that. I know they do it for me. Examine how your thoughts have affected a difficult situation. I love that you just had a big vegan meal and you're kind of taking care of yourself that way. But you are still carrying around some old baggage from those former places, and it's preventing you from sorting out your mixed feelings and making honest choices about your new environment. And creating an altar and a spiritual space and really dedicating time to that every single day is going to completely change the vibe of that space. Okay, because home is really in our heart. When you successfully meditate, you literally enter what I call it's the lotus of the heart, and you become one with that lotus and nothing else exists. The longest I've been able to do it is 40 minutes. And it took me 3 days to come down, guys. It was the most incredible thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
You realize that you never have to worry again because you're always home, and that the
Yeah.
Atman is literally or the Holy Spirit, Atman, however you want to call it, is within all of us. It's just covered. And if you're able to get to that space, it's amazing. And so that's what Cancer in the 12th house means to me. It's finding that beautiful inner peace, that bliss within you, and dedicating a spiritual practice, altar things that will help you. So I asked, what kind of personality does Rachel have to where she can, get her spiritual practice going? You got a lot of energy. You got a lot of energy because I got the Page of Wands for what kind of altar you needed to have. This is a very fun, energetic young woman. Okay, that's you. You are you
I'm
can throw
looking at
your
my cards again because this is eerie. Okay, keep going.
Okay. You can literally throw yourself into things with just like this beautiful youthful abandon. You're very responsible, but at the same time, you can jump into things and even walk away very quickly. It makes you a little impulsive, but it also makes you incredibly brave. Okay. So if you have the urge to jump into something, try to do something youthful, something romantic, something that really captivates your spirit and excites you. This is the kind of person that like gets the conga line going at the party. Okay, this is a fiery card, so go for it. You can make this any way you want. Your spiritual practice does not have to be this calm. Oh, that's more me because I tend to be a little, ooh, but it could be something kind of like kirtan that involves drums and bells and music, or you can pick up your violin or get a medicine drum or some sound. Just have fun
See,
with it.
that's me. I've got a singing bowl, a drum, and a rattle that I made,
There you go. I've got
and
drums.
that's
I've got,
the
yeah.
yeah.
So those are all things that you can incorporate, and I know that you're already a musician. Another thing that you can
I
worship
got my
is
bell
go out,
too.
adventure, work out. Yep, play outdoors. Hang out with Ollie and your pets, your friends who have pets. Get together and do spiritual things with them. Okay,
Yeah,
they're asking you to join groups and do this in a very fun, active, interesting way. Okay, like if I got this card for my spiritual practice, I would not be doing what I'm doing here, which is more hermit. I would be going out and participating in group kirtans. In your case, you could go to temple, you could participate in various activities there. If there is a particular type of spiritual practice that is drawn you are drawn to that involves a lot of activity, that is what I would recommend for you because I have a lot of energy coming out of you, a lot of fire. So, use these new tools. They're going to help you gain a lot of valuable experience when it comes to your spiritual practice. But that's what they're asking you to do to kind of like move over this little bit of a hump that I see from the previous places.
yeah.
So, yeah, I hope that was helpful, sweetie. And I'm excited to see what Sherry's got for you.
Well, I started with the Nine of Swords, so with all that energy is a lot of anxiety and a lot of worry, and you need to let
Yes.
go of it because it's not. It's one thing to be aware of any dangers around you and be prepared,
Hmm.
but anxiety and worry and sleepless nights, constantly walking around on guard is not the way to be. That's just not very. It's not very peaceful. It's not very conducive to living a fulfilled life. Because then I drew the Queen of Wands, and on here you're looking at this is talking about your confidence, your self confidence, confidence in your abilities, what you can do, um, you know what you're capable of. Accept it and move forward on it. That's where a lot of that energy can get funneled is into things that you're confident that you know how to do. And don't stop second guessing yourself. That's what I just heard them say. Stop second guessing yourself. If there's something you want to do, then push through it. Do it. By golly, don't let anybody talk you out of it. And then I pulled the Eight of Wands, which again, that's all that energy, all of that energy surging through you. This is just kind of emphasizing what Michelle was just saying. This is emphasizing what this Queen of Wands is saying is that you know you know what you're capable of. Now don't let anybody stop you. Go forward and do it. Because you've got the ability, you've got uh the energy for it, you've got the confidence for it. And then I pulled from the Sacred Forest Secret Spring, and it talks about success. Um, and here it's talking about all things are possible. The more you honor and celebrate the success that you already have, the more success that pours into your life. That's where that confidence comes from. That's where that energy goes. Every time you push forward and you're like, oh, I know I can do that, and you push forward and you do it, you're going to be successful at it and it's going to grow. That success is just, it's going to feed into itself. Um, it can also help, according to this card, it can also help bring a youthful renewal to your physical body. Because when you start feeling that hope and that energy and you start actually moving forward and doing things, it's like you drop 10 years. Suddenly you're doing things you didn't think you could do anymore. I mean, even if I get really revved up to go, as limited as I am in my abilities to move around, I could do some chair dancing. I used to do regular dancing, but now I'm limited to doing it in my chair. But you get me revved up and I'm all over the damn place. And then love to dance. That's the one thing I hated to lose, was the ability to dance. Um,
Oh,
and then the last thing I pulled was the precious present moment. And this kind of fits hand in glove with the nothingness card that keeps popping up, because it's, take a look around you. What do you see? It gives a little list here of what you can do to connect to the present moment. Look around you and say out loud 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And then once you realize that you're aware of all of these things just right there in your vicinity, you realize that you're a lot more plugged in than you thought. You're a lot more plugged in than you thought. You just have to be willing to go through those steps. I mean, I can be watching TV or a movie and you let somebody strike a match and I can smell the sulfur. And I'm nowhere near a match. But just the simple sound and sight of that match striking, and I could smell it just like it was right next to me. And so, yeah, there's a lot we can do in that moment when we allow ourselves to be aware. And that kind of fits in with the nothingness that keeps popping up, of just being aware of what's around you. You know?
definitely. That's good for all of us, especially after the eclipse. A lot of people, like Sherry said before the show, it felt like they went to sleep. And I'm experiencing
Yeah,
that in our area too. It's like, what's
yeah,
going on, you know? And some people that I've known for a very long time, I mean, their whole personalities are changing. And it's really interesting to see and just kind of step back, set those boundaries and go, okay, let's just wait to see how this pans out. Eclipses do that, guys. They're full of demonic energy, and some
yeah,
of us don't have the spiritual practices in place to fight them. This is a very difficult time to be born as a human. Okay, so
yeah.
that was amazing,
But
Sherry. And
we chose this time to come back here,
we did.
and there's
So
a
it's
reason for that.
and this is the mongoose, so she's very, she's rallying up the troops, so I appreciate that, Sherry. And then Susan says she wants to dance again too, and Debbie Three Shifting Veils
Cool.
says me too,
You
Sherry.
get Facebook questions that pop in here? Okay, you're gonna have to show me how to do this,
Yeah,
because
I've
I'm
got
now plugging
I
in my
have
Facebook, but I can't chat with them.
I'm big on Twitch too. I
Yeah,
organize so I
yeah.
can also do Twitter. Yeah,
I haven't progressed to Twitch well, I don't have Twitter anymore. I turned that off.
I actually turned mine
Um,
off too because of the whole Musk thing.
um,
So yeah.
but I started doing it on my Facebook, but I can't get it to chat with me. I don't know. I'm doing something wrong.
Oh, Debbie said
We'll
she
talk.
kept one of the costumes that she made hoping for a granddaughter. That's amazing. I love that. And then Rising Phoenix, I went ahead and got your question in the queue. Thank you so much. And then Susan, your question is in the queue. Thank you again. I really appreciate that. Dora, your question is in the queue. Thank you for your tip. So thank you guys. And yes, birds are very special to me too. Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. And then, oh,
Oh
Norm
yeah.
got his Harris Waltz sign in the yard today. Already have an all red senator and a Vallejo rep out there. Oh, Miss DJ's here. Good to see you. Awesome,
Hi, Miss
awesome.
TJ.
And then Debbie said, I dreamt of war and disaster back in the mid 80s. I hope that the timeline hasn't changed. Uh, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I did get a hit that it's going to be a little sooner than later because they're really pushed. The Assyrias are really pushing this one. So that means it'll just be over faster, hopefully. So, all right. So our next question is going to be Judy, and then Susan, and then Dora, and then we'll just do a quick lightning round if you guys are still here. So let's find the lovely Judy. I think you just asked for a general, but I want to make sure. Okay, Judy. Oh, then we have Rising Phoenix and Susan too. Okay. So Miss Judy, there you are. My son had two imaginary friends, Mucky and Ducky. That's adorable. After finding my oven open, I questioned, and he said Mucky did it. After not talking about them, I asked why. He said their grandfather sold them. Were they spirits? Interesting. Okay. Um, well, I got some interesting cards here. Uh, the main thing I got was I got the North Node and I got Uranus. Okay, the North Node is basically Rahu in our charts. He causes eclipses and he can cause us to feel a little ungrounded. Uranus is unexpected events, okay, and things like that. What were they, guys? Were they yakshas? Okay, so Mucky and
Mm.
Ducky, what were they? I actually, you know what? I actually have a Yaksha deck. It's about ethereal creatures. I'm going to go ahead and go grab that really quick to determine what they are. It's a huge deck by Teal Swan, and they're calling me to that deck. Uh, but the main thing that I got for your son's overall energy and what he's kind of seeing and what these guys are, and this is kind of the energy I got from the two spirits was I got that they're a little on guard. They're a little defensive. Okay. They're fearing someone's going to take advantage of them. They're like they have been taken advantage of, these two little spirits. So um that's the main energy that I got for them. Oh, thank you, sweetie. He went ahead and got it. It's ether creatures. So there's a lot of yakshas in this deck and 5D, 3D, other kinds of creatures that come through. Um, and I kept getting questions about these guys. And so I went ahead and ordered this and I'll try to find out what they are because Mucky, they're probably related to each other in some way. And your son
Yeah,
is
I was
clearly,
gonna say
your
they
son is,
sound like they would have been playmates.
yeah, and your son is picking up on them. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, two came out and they both appear to be like sea-like creatures. Again, I'm gonna have to read out of the book for this, guys, because I'm not as familiar. This is a huge deck. It's like this thick, so I'll show you guys. It's just enormous. So and a two flew out. The first one was Segel, and he looks like he's like a little. That's how you say his name, Segl, and he looks very ethereal and sea-like. So let me read a little bit about him and why he's in your house and why he's talking to your son. These guys usually come for is just like guides from different realms that kind of help us on our path as humans because this is a very rare birth. And it's pretty amazing. So this is all about Siegel is all about going with the flow, allowing the air element, flexibility, openness, and kuro. Siegel is an air spirit. He floats around in the atmosphere the same way a jellyfish floats around the tides of the ocean. He's a solitary creature, but you can see them grouped together in large blooms. Okay. They have a group mind. Interesting. Seagulls can range from microscopic size to that of a small whale. They have snail-like appendages that range from red to pink to blue and mauve in color, and they use it to catch air currents. They have two antennae that act as a weather vane or an orifice at its center surrounded by six appendages like an upside-down starfish. Their main central nervous system is located inside this orifice. When the seagull encounters something it wishes to inspect, it uses, let's see, I'm just trying to find out what it is. The seagull is much like an air plant. It does not need to eat. Instead, it absorbs both prana and microscopic nutrients in the air. It pulls it into their shell and it gains perception of the things to touch. Okay, well, he might have been in the oven eating something. I don't know, but they can pick up little particles. Prana is breath, by the way, and there's a lot of hot air in ovens. So that was interesting. So this is all about going with the flow in the current situation. They're the master of allowing. It's not fighting the current of the universe. In your current situation, the chances that you're fighting against the agendas of others or the agenda of the universe, that seems pretty pertinent to all of us. This resistance will not serve you right now. You will get nowhere by trying to control what's happening or by trying to get everyone to conform to your plans. The universe has other plans for you. For now is the time for flexibility. The seagull appeared. There will be consequences for remaining stubborn or inflexible to try to force things happen or despite the resistance you're getting. So if you're getting resistance, they're saying go with the flow, and this little spirit showed up to get your attention. If you're encountering resistance in your plan or ideas or direction, it's for a very, very, very good reason. If you imagine just letting go and letting the current life take you where it wills you, or go do what it wills you to do in this situation, what would you do instead? So they're basically saying, look, go with the flow. Try not to force things. There's a lot of things going up in the air right now, and wait for clarity to come and just let the universe take this for you. The second one I got was Cood, and he looks a little much like a sea creature too. And it's objective sight, sensitivity, thinking in terms of we instead of I, a clan, a collective, a colony, a unity. This is all we need right now. These are both very unifying creatures. So your sensitivity is your strength in the situation at hand. Be vulnerable, be permeable, allow yourself to feel what other people are feeling, recognize social cues, be attuned to the environment and beings around you and respond accordingly. This is not a situation to be unresponsive, unaware, numb, harsh, or insensitive, bulldozing, unfeeling, uncaring, stoic, or impervious. Because sensitivity leads to feeling things more intensely. It's associated with pain and therefore seen as a bad thing or simply remains an underrated strength. The appearance of this Cood tells you that experiencing things more intensely is good, not bad. You are meant to be affected by what is occurring. Cood loves those who come in two different types of people, those who are insensitive with the message to be more sensitive, or those who are hypersensitive with the message to embrace that sensitivity instead of continuing to see it as a weakness that you must overcome. It is a gift to be designed that way. Sensitive instruments, which is what you are within in the universe, pick up things earlier and quicker. The Cood you have the Cood would have you honestly ask yourself, is it really a virtue to be unaffected? The reality is that you have many strengths that will help you in this situation, and it can only stem from your sensitivity, creativity, intuition, empathy, and awareness, to name a few. If you try to tone down your sensitivity, you will lose touch with those strengths. So tap into your sensitivity, go with the flow. Try not to allow the things that are going on in the world to force you in a direction or force you to do things with your will in a way that you think they should be done, because the things that are happening to and with your family are meant to happen. They are for your highest good, because I did get the Knight of Pentacles, and it will bring in some betrayal, some heartbreak, things like that, but you will heal from it because this came in upside down. Okay, so Mucky and Ducky appear to be kind of like these ethereal sea creatures that are trying to get a hold of you. And I'll go ahead and hold up the cards again so you can look these guys up. It's KUD is the first one. And the second one that popped out was SEGL. Okay, and that's probably what your son is picking up on. That tells me that he's a sensitive and should be, protected as well. So I hope that was helpful, Judy. I'm excited to see what Shari's got for you.
The first thing I drew was judgment. Um, this may be an awakening for your son.
Ooh.
His judgment stands for kind of like a rebirth and awakening, um, hearing what your calling is. Some people it happens young. Some of us it's not until you know we've been around a long damn time, and it's like, well, finally, you're telling me something. I think this is a message for him that he's got a calling. Um,
Mm.
he's got abilities, and he's picking up on what's there on the other side that maybe we all don't see, or a lot of us don't see. Um, and then I got the Queen of Pentacles for you, and so this is someone who's very generous with their time, generous with their emotions, generous with their care. Um, Yet in that generosity, they're still practical and they're still responsible. So it's like, okay, the bills have to be paid first, and then we'll do fun stuff after we pay the bills. And whatever we've got left, that's what we got to work with. That's kind of like how I see the Queen of Pentacles is she's all about having being comfortable, being generous, bringing enjoyment to people, but at the same time, she's like, okay, but we got to pay the mortgage first, or we got to pay the car insurance first, or we got to put gas in the car so we can go to wherever it is you want to go to. So it's that balance of responsibility and generosity of doing for others. And then the last card I pulled for you was the Fool. And this is all about new beginnings, new life, new journey. Um, take some risks, be spontaneous, um, embrace life with that childlike joy that Michelle was talking about, that childlike innocence. Here you go, right here. Um, and then in the sacred forest, I pulled for you hummingbird spirit. And this is talking about opening up your heart to celebration and fun. Um, you don't have to suffer to grow. Spirit never said we had to suffer and lay in ashes in order to grow and to learn more. We can do it while we have fun, and that's okay too. Personally, I would prefer that because I don't want to be burdened or lay in the ashes. I'd rather be in the swimming pool taking a few rounds or on a horse or just sitting outside, whatever. But it's a hummingbird symbolizes joy because it seems to just it doesn't it's a hardworking bird. It never stops. It goes so fast that in the blink of an eye we can't see it hardly. But at the same time, it's having a lot of fun while he's doing it. And that to me speaks volumes because the hummingbird knows how to party. That's what I'm getting. And he likes to gather his friends together and say, hey, they got a new planter hanging over at so and so's house. Let's go. Um, and that's why you end up, you still got to be responsible, not stay out all night, but, go check out the new nectar down the street. It just might pay off. And then I pulled Become Your Own Priority. It's from the Intuitive Whispers Oracle. And this is talking about you. You're important. Make you a priority. Do something for you. It doesn't mean you're doing less for somebody else. It doesn't mean that you're ignoring other people's wants, needs, whatever. It means that you got to fill up your own cup. How are you going to go help other people if you're on empty? You can't get very far in that car if you don't put gas in it. This is what it is talking about. It says become your own priority. Do something for you. Go get that pedicure. Go get a haircut. Go to the movies. Go swimming. Whatever it is that brings you joy and makes you feel pampered. Yeah, go do that because you deserve it. We all deserve it. Um, Sometimes the hardest part is remembering to take care of us. Because if we don't take care of us, then who's going to take care of everybody else? Because you'll be out of steam. So remember the Fool, take a few risks and go have some fun. While you're at it, do some stuff that makes you happy too. That's what I'm getting for you.
Oh, thank you, Shari. That's good advice for all of us. I really appreciate that. And
Yeah,
she said my son was 4 years old and we rented an apartment in an early 1900s house. Yeah, that's definitely a gift. So we're really, really glad that you chose us to kind of tap into that. And we hope that was helpful, Judy. And that's fascinating stuff. So, yeah, the spirits are clearly with
absolutely.
yeah, the spirits are clearly there to encourage your son and help you guys work that out. Now, Wendy, if you're looking for a good calculator, Sri Jyothi Star is the best software. That's what the best astrologers use. But if you want to go online, just type in sidereal or Vedic astrology calculator free, and you might be able to find something basic. Okay. I know astrodientists, they can do Western, they can do sidereal, they can do equal houses, they can do Lahiri systems. You can just play, you can do I am Janssen, you can play all the different things there too. And that's free.
Yeah,
And I believe that's like astro.com, something like that. So there's a lot, you just
something
have
like
to,
that. Yeah.
yeah, but if you click sidereal instead of tropical, that would be the correct, the real sky calculation. Okay, Wendy, I hope that was helpful, sweetie. All right, so the lovely Susan is next. Woohoo! All right. It is so good to see you, Susan. Let me find your comment, sweetie. Okay. That would be interesting. I'm not sure, Rachel. So,
And don't forget, if you don't put a question in, if we're not reading specifically for you, or if for whatever reason we don't get to you, that doesn't mean that one of these other messages we have read for wasn't intended for you too.
yeah, because these are all
That's why I
collective,
kept
guys.
getting some of the same cards because it was a message for everybody.
Yes, that is great advice. Thank you. So Susan says we close on Mountain Grove and Cloud and B&B tomorrow. Congratulations. Thank you so
Yay.
much for all the help on this journey. I'm trying to decide which accounts to deposit the proceeds into. I have two personal checking accounts, one in my old state, one in my new state. There's also an investment account and a business account. Is there a percentage that should go into each account? Can I use one or two accounts for sure? Might use all four for dispersal. Is there a benefit to going into some but not others? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hide your question, love, so you can see us in the cards. And what I got, dear, was I got Jupiter and I got Venus. So those are two benefics. Those are the gurus coming into your life. Venus is all about our money, our relationships, our finances. And then Jupiter is really strong in your chart, but he is in your 12th house of giving, hospitalizations, and moksha. So you've got the gurus helping you out here, which is good. But the gurus, they tend to do the opposite because Venus is the guru to the Asuryas or the demons. And Jupiter is the guru to the devas and the humans. So you might be getting some conflicting advice from different advisors and things like that, depending on which guru they're listening to. Right now, the Asuryas are winning. It's good to balance out both. That's what Purva Shada is able to do. It's a nakshatra that involves both Jupiter or Brihaspati Jupiter and Venus Shukra, and trying to marry those two gurus in Kali Yuga is very difficult, but you can do this. I pulled cards for each account. Okay. The first one I pulled was, what is it going to look like to put the money into all four accounts? Um, I got that it's going to be a little too much, okay, because I got for all four accounts, I got the injustice card, okay, justice upside down, but it was followed by the Two of Cups, which means go to Daniel and talk about it with him. And then I got a magician, okay, and what that tells me is then you'll be able to successfully try to look at the interest rates, where the money needs to go, etc. I know that interest rates are currently going down. I think mine went down to like 5.5 to 4.1 recently. So you'll want to do a little bit of due diligence there. I know a lot of banks are also offering introductory APR rates that are good for 3 to 6 months, depending on where you go. This is for entertainment purposes only, but I am friends with a financial advisor, and he recommends Chase Bank because they're most likely to not give you your money back if your stuff gets stolen. And we use Marcus Goldman and a few other things. So I would look into talking to a financial advisor that really knows what they're doing here. And that's the magician in this card as well, because that's what we did. When I asked about just the two personal accounts, I got the temperance card. It'll really be easy for you to transfer things from one account to the other and make it work for you. Okay, that's just the two accounts. And then for the, let's see, what was the other part of the question? Let me look really quick. Let's see. And then for okay, so I got the good old state, new state. And then for investment and business, for adding those, I got that your money might be spread a little too thin and you might have to be on guard a little bit there, okay? Because when I get the Four of Pentacles reversed, this tells me that things need to change a little bit regarding how you're allocating it. So what I would do is the four accounts might be a little too much right now because I did get that injustice card. I would do a little bit of due diligence in talking to a financial advisor that really, really knows what's currently going on in the market, because there have been a lot of changes. Like we had to leave our main bank and go to another bank because Jonathan was having over $2,500 of theft come out of his checking account. And we got none of that money back from Wells Fargo, and it was from vendors who just decided to create memberships and charge him for months. And yeah, it was not fun. So banks are stealing from people. It happened to us. They're taking houses, they're taking accounts, they're doing all kinds of stuff. It's not really going to hit until about 2 years from now when Rahu goes through the second house of the United States. That's when we expect a big shift there. And then the first house is when we can expect the civil war. So they're not fully coming for the money yet, but they're trying. They're doing it through real estate and jobs first. That's why they're hitting the fourth and 10th houses now. This is the Astoria energy, Rahu Ketu hitting the points in the planets in the United States as Pluto finishes our cycle. Okay. This is what I'm going to end with. I got Lakshmi. You're going to be great. There's a flow of prosperity coming. Lakshmi is an amazing goddess to have on your side. If you pray to her, she can offer you that divine protection. And I know that you're very open and beautiful to that kind of energy as well. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a mantra that you can take. So 2 accounts were what Daniel recommended. Oh, great. That's the temperance card. Great. And then I got that 2 of cups for like 4 being too much and maybe ask him. Yeah. Okay, great. All right. I'll go ahead and give you a mantra. Okay. Om Prim Shrim Lakshmi Deyo Namaha. Om Prim Shrim Lakshmi Deyo Namaha. Om Prim Shrim Lakshmi Deyo Namaha. And if you focus on your heart center and you do this on Fridays, which is Venus's day, Viernes, you can imbibe the blessings of the goddess to help guide you in your meditation, and Daniel's as well. And I hope that was helpful, sweetie. And I'm sending you lots of love and a huge congratulations on that sale. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. That's great. Thank you for joining us, sweetie. Okay.
Okay, unmute. I forgot I had muted.
Do I need to put the question up again?
Just for a minute. Let me look at it
Because
again.
because it's really long. Yeah, I kind of have to kind of parcel it out a little bit. So let me just go ahead and there it is. Okay. We're like down here.
Okay. Well, you're delving into a topic I know nothing about, so you can take that down now, though.
Okay.
So I'm just going to give you, because I'm sitting there looking at cards, going, okay, none of this is matching what Michelle's talking about. What's going on here? And then I realized, well, it's just because it's something that I don't understand that well. I'm getting that you made a big sale, correct? Is that what we're talking about here?
She sold the bed and breakfast that she's had since the 90s. And she's now taking that money and she's going to put it toward her retirement and her next chapter.
Oh, now my cards are making sense now that I understand what the concept was that she was talking about. So I was like, I have no idea what the hell this means. First card I pulled was the Empress.
Woohoo!
And so, this is a really good card for what you just accomplished. This is somebody saying, yeah, okay, you got your abundance. You've been creative. You've done what you needed to do. Now it's time to reap the rewards. That's really great. And then I pulled the 6 of Cups, which is it's kind of nostalgic, looking back, good memories. But at the same time, while you're reflecting, it's giving you comfort and happiness. And that's what all of this stuff that I didn't understand what was going on, this is giving you happiness because now you've followed through full circle on something that you've been working on. And there's nothing more satisfying than to have whatever it is that you're attempting to do, to have it go full circle and come back and you're on top. That's a great feeling. So enjoy it. Take a moment and enjoy it. Because then I pulled the King of Cups. And so this is somebody that has a lot of emotional maturity, I would say. This is someone that's been through a lot and can now sit back with his cup and say, okay, see what you did. I see why you did. I see how you did. Congratulations. Doesn't it feel good? That's what this is saying. So, and then I went to the Sacred Forest, which now it makes sense because I pulled meandering pathway, flow. And this is simply talking about when life gives you this meandering path instead of a straight A to B, just go down that walk and boom, you're there. No, no, this is taking you over here and around there. Oh, we're gonna go down there. That's a meandering path. But what do you get when you let go of the control of what direction you're going in? You get all kinds of blessings that come your way because now spirit is back in control. They can bring all of these little things into your life that's going to make you happy. They're going to bring things that are going to fill up that memory bucket, where you're going to be able to go back the nostalgia of it all. Um, you're going to be able to is learning to go with the flow. I think is what I'm trying to say. It's learning to just go with it. And if you're just kind of weaving in and out around the forest and up the hill and down the hill and down to grandma's house and back, that's cool. Enjoy the journey. And when I saw that, it reminded me, and I'll try to make this fast. When my son was little in the summer, we would drive him over to Texas to go where my mom was taking care of her grandmother, my great grandmother, his great great grandmother. And he would go spend a few weeks with them every summer. And I used to tell him, do you know how lucky you are? You get to spend time with your great great grandmother. I mean, most kids don't even get to meet their grandparents, much less their great great grandparents. Um, but we rarely ever took the interstate because my husband didn't like to drive on the interstate, so we would always take the back roads. And we take off heading to Texas on the back roads, and the bridge, one of the main bridges, was out, and so they had detour signs up. So we followed this detour and that detour, and evidently a couple of signs got either removed or knocked down. I don't know which, but we got lost. We got lost bad. And we pulled in at a store, and I went in to go ask the clerk, where are we and how do we get to this point? It was some kid. I don't know. I don't know. And as I'm walking out the store, a highway patrol pulls up. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to go ask him. He'll know where to go. And so my husband was ready to die because he was like, oh my God, don't talk to the cop. And it's just old fears of his. When I just
Mhm.
went knocked on his window, I would not do that today for fear of being shot. But back then, you could knock on a cop's window and they would just roll it down and go, yeah, what you want? And I explained to him, I said, we're lost. We're trying to get to Orange, Texas. How do we get there? Somehow we missed the wrong detour. He's like, well, you're all the way down here in Pecan Island. We had driven all the way south to the coast. And now we had to get over to Texas. And he was just laughing and he tried to tell me how to go. And I said, no, no, no. I said, you're going to have to get out and come tell my husband. He's driving and I'm terrible with directions. He's like, okay. So he gets out of the car and he comes over to us. My husband's like dying of embarrassment because he's had to get directions. I said, you didn't get them. I got them. He's just telling them to you. So we got directions. We finally end up at the beach. Literally, the road dead ended at the beach. And you could either go east or west. You couldn't go any further south. And we just, at that point, it was like, okay, do we have a hissy fit because we wound up somewhere we didn't expect to go? Or do we just enjoy the moment? And we decided, let's just enjoy the moment. So it
Mhm.
was roll up the pant legs, take off the shoes. It was really too cold to go in the water, but we all went wading in ankle deep, freezing cold water from the Gulf, and then had to drive over, get the ferry to go across to get to Texas. It took like an extra 5 hours to make a 2 hour trip, you know. And but it was the greatest time. I mean, I can remember that trip, and it was like we had so much fun because we just went with the flow of it. And I remember a lady said I would not have been a happy camper, and I said, well, I said, it was fun. We had a good time. So I could have been pissed about it, yeah, but instead I decided to have fun with it. It was wonderful. So
That is such a Southern story. Like the
yeah,
cop
I
and the
mean,
husband being embarrassed and the directions and the getting that's such a Southern story. I love it.
well, yeah, he was He was just mortified because I went and asked the police officer. It took me forever to get him just to pull over to the little store and go inside and ask. And
Yeah,
it's
so
some teenager who,
sometimes taking that side trip. There's actually a channel that Jonathan and I watch. It's called Side Trip Life, and it's a guy that just his whole channel is about taking side trips. Like he'll be like, "We're gonna go here today. Oh, look, a detour," and he'll just take it. He has no idea where it's going. So,
yeah, that's kind of where we were that day. We didn't know
mhm,
where we were going. We just know we wanted to go west, and we were going south, and we couldn't
mhm.
figure out how to get over. But
Yep,
it
this is
turned out
before
to be a fun
smartphones.
day. Yeah,
There you go.
before smartphones. Yes, there was no cell phone, no GPS, no nothing. It was figure it out.
Yeah, so it sounds like just kind of taking a break, taking a breath, getting your feet wet in the ocean. That seems to be a good thing. And for
Yeah,
entertainment purposes only, do you guys remember when Barack Obama became president in 2008? That was 15 years ago. That was our Saturn
I do.
opposition. We also had the eclipses in that area. Okay, so if you look at that energy, it's coming again. And if Kamala gets elected, you can expect that the elites are going to what I call Obama her, meaning they're going to try to collapse the economy, make her look bad, and get a Republican in within 4 years. So just be aware that even if Kamala Harris wins, which her chart's looking pretty dang good compared to her competition, his is not looking good at
Yeah,
all. Um, he's in his opposite power mode right now. So basically, Ketu's moving over his Jupiter in the second house of sidereal Virgo, which gives him the power of speech to people that are more tamasic in nature. Tamas means that they're seeds waiting to be grown. Rajasic people are stalks that are rising up. Those are usually like people that are, really, really high up. And then you got the Sattvic, and that is the bloom. And that is like the gurus, the teachers, the spirit workers, things like that. These are people that are in the ground. Those are his people. He's like king of the Tamasic, okay? So people that are very, very much kind of like newer here. They don't really understand anything outside of the material spiritual. Things are a little confusing. If they do have a spirituality, it tends to be more dogmatic or violent, things like that. When Rahu was going over his Jupiter 9 years ago, it was in full power. Now Ketu, who's headless, detached, is going over it. His power's gone. So that's why you see him singing on stage and acting like a fool because he doesn't have that toolkit right now. The nodes have taken it away. So that is what's going to probably lose him the election if they catch on. But so that's just something to consider. But they are planning to probably collapse the housing and or stocks, things like that, and for entertainment
well, they're going to
purposes
do
only
everything they
this
can,
spring to get her
everything
out.
they can get away with.
Yeah, they're going to do the same thing that they did to her that they did to Obama because they want to get their guy and they want their project 2025 to go through and she's going to keep them from moving as quickly as they want to on this. So, and again, for entertainment purposes only, that's just coming out of my astrology groups. Okay, so we're so glad that was helpful, sweetie, and congratulations again. I am absolutely thrilled for you and Daniel. This is such a big deal. They've been doing this for years, Shari. It's huge. So, all right. So Miss Dora is
Congratulations.
yes, huge congratulations, sweetie. So Dora Romero is next, and then after Dora, we have the lovely Lalima. Woohoo! And that's Rising Phoenix. Okay, I love your sign, sweetie. So what do my guides want me to know or do? They were very, very specific with me this week, Dora. Okay. The first thing they wanted you to focus on was your second house of finances. This also rules speech. But I got finances when I pulled this. This is your house of savings. Okay. I said, what's going on with their house of savings? I got the Fool. I'm like, okay, so someone's not really seeing things correctly. And then I got the reverse Hierophant. So I don't know who you're going to for advice, but it's not good. Okay. The reversed Hierophant is someone who misuses their morality in order to take advantage of people. It's kind of like the charlatan, the priest that goes, "Oh, I'm so wonderful. I love children. I love people. I love my community." And then you find out that he's raping the kids. Like that's this person. This is someone who's taking advantage of you financially for entertainment purposes only. But when I get reversed Hierophant second house, it's like boom, there it is. This is happening a lot across the collective. It's not just you. So pay attention to that second house of savings. Pay attention to your savings account, okay? Because that's what they pointed out to me. You might not be getting the best advice. Someone may be trying to make a fool out of you. I said, what's the way forward? You can't make this stuff up. Shari's been talking about eagles this whole time. I got the truth card from the shamanic oracle. Okay. And look at, there's an eagle there. The eagle proudly surveys its domain from a very, very high perch. And that allows him to see the entire situation below him or her. So
Yeah.
the shadows hide nothing from the eagle's keen vision. So once you remove yourself from the muck of this lower vibrational energy that I see around you, you will be able to attain a viewpoint that enables you to see into the truth of what this person is doing. Okay. This card advises you to the search for truth in the situation, regardless of any emotions that it brings up. They're asking you to take your emotions out of it. This is like getting a King of Swords. The King of Swords is able to master his domain by taking his emotions out of the equation and just looking at it from a very logical and practical one. And I know that you're very empathic and kind and loving and very earthy, but they're asking you to kind of put that aside, put it into a little bit of a cage, a Faraday cage, for lack of a better term, and kind of keep those vibrations contained because they're not going to help you in the situation. Reacting is not going to help. So, um, so someone you're connected to is suppressing the truth. For you, it's unconscious. Okay, so you're being lied to, is what I'm getting. Hiding the truth will only intensify the lesson later on. So be very, very open-eyed when it comes to this particular situation that you find yourself in so that you don't get taken advantage of. Okay, and you're not the only one going through this. There's an eclipse energy going around that's causing a lot of this as well. Okay, and I'm excited to
Oh,
see what
yeah,
Sherry's
big
got.
time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to double check something real quick.
No problem. And then
Sometimes
Lalima, you're
these
next.
types of cards. First thing I drew for you was the Ace of Wands. That's that's good. It's new opportunities coming your way. That's new job, new home, new salary, whatever it is that you're working towards. Here you go. Here's your sign, as that comedian used to say. You know, you're pointing right up for you. Um, and then I got the Lovers. So that's telling me that there is someone that's going to help you along the way with this. Either someone that you're real close to or someone that you're going to meet. I don't know if this person's in your life yet or not. And it may not necessarily mean romantic, just someone that's going to be a partner and it's going to help you. Um, the guides are going to put in your path someone who's going to be there to assist you, whether if it's personal, romantic, career, just somebody to hang out with, go see a movie every now and again. That's this person here. Spirit is just bringing somebody compatible to you that you can just spend time with without having to put up any airs or pretend like you're something you're not. Somebody that you can just hang with. And that's a rarity. A lot of us don't get that. And then I pulled death. And that tells me you got all kinds of changes to look forward to because that's what death stands for. The old is going away and it's time to embrace the new. Death has taken out the old, and you got the Ace of Wands that's bringing in all that new. So those go very well together. And then in the Sacred Forest, I pulled Raven Spirit, which is truth. So as long as you speak your truth, then truth is what's going to come back at you. But it's a matter of putting it out there first sometimes. Sometimes we have to be the one to step forward first. Say, I'm sorry first, or, it's my fault first, or it's whatever it could be. And speaking that truth can open doors and areas that normally would have been closed for you simply because you chose to speak truth. And the last card I got was gratitude for the past. And this goes in with this, as the old is leaving, doesn't mean you can't be grateful for it. You can't be thankful for it. There's a lot of good memories back there. There's probably some really sucky ones too, but you can forget those and just go with the good memories. Um, it says a way to find gratitude in your past is get comfortable in a position that doesn't make you feel awkward or odd.
Hmm.
Close your eyes, deepen your breath, feeling the rise and fall of your breath. Take your awareness into your past and notice what comes to the surface without judging it as good or bad. And instead of getting stuck in the memories of your past, see them as if you are an observer just watching. You're just watching a movie. Wow, what did they do? They did that? Oh my goodness, I forgot about that. You'd be amazed what you forget about. Um, and then ask yourself, what do I feel truly grateful for from the past? And you're going to feel that gratitude fill you. And spirit is going to let you know what it is out of your past that's propelled you forward. Um, and then just simply say out loud, I am grateful for the lessons of the past and I release the emotions. So, for any of those sucky past feelings, get rid of them. You don't need them anymore. They've helped you get where you're going, but you don't need them anymore. Um, Mel Dora, the Aloha Shirt Psychic, has a wonderful saying that spirit gave to him when he battled cancer the first time. And it was, don't let fear stand in front of you and slow you down. Let it get behind you and push you forward. And that's how you can approach life. Get rid of the sucky feelings. Okay, they're there. I acknowledge them. Bye. And just go forward from there. So I
Okay.
think that's what they're telling you.
That's great advice. Thank you, Sherry. And we hope that was helpful, Dora. And we're sending you lots of love as you kind of suss out what's going on in your environment. And oh, yeah, come back and let us know how you're doing, sweetie. And we're sending lots of love
Absolutely.
to you and your family for sure. Okay. So our next question is the lovely Lalima, and Lalima wants a general from her guides. You got it. And then we're going to head into lightning round. And Rachel, we already did your question earlier, so you can just go back a couple of questions and you can see that. Okay, sweetie? You might have been backstage when we did yours. Okay, so Lalima, excited. I got 10th house and I got the sun. So they really want you focused on the career. Okay, that's kind of what you came here for anyway. You kind of know that already. I know we have Donteris coming up, so that's a big day for doctors. So the main energy that I got in and around the career and some issues that I see between you and the energy that you're working with is the first one I got was I got the Seven of Wands, but it came up reversed. Okay. So you just need to summon some courage to go forward, but maybe put down your wand. Okay. Just fight the urge to give up, but at the same time, fear about commitment can be your main adversary right now. So commit to your work, try to stay out of the kerfuffle. If you see people that are, how do I say this? They're fighting for not the right reasons. Okay, don't get involved in influx here. So there's a little bit of stuff going on at work. I picked up on that, and then I said, what else is going on? Because I'm picking up on another energy. And I got that there's some family elements involved. Okay. So they're saying don't assert too much of yourself right now, or your actions could lead to a situation that's not best for you. Defensive behavior with family members will only create more confusion. Hot tempers can flare, and you may not have the confidence to straighten things out quickly enough, at least not at this junction. Okay. Because you're very close to being able to find some balance in these areas, but pessimism can keep things from making your success real. They really want you to focus on you and why you came here. That's why I got the sun, I got the 10th house. If that's at odds with starting a family right now, your guides are saying this is what you're here for. Okay, so don't be diminished, don't be delayed. Interference from friends or relatives can complicate things. Don't let them do that. Okay, but at the same time, don't fight them too much because it'll just cause more issues. So, worrying about trying to this really frustrating dysfunctional interaction with families right now is just a complete waste of time and energy in the current flow that I'm seeing. And a manipulative and unstable person is affecting your reputation a little bit in this area. Okay, this is what they want you to do and focus on when it comes to your career and what's best for you and your life, and you're taking leadership of it, because the sun in the 10th house is just like lights on you. You're on stage, your time to shine. Other people are trying to pull you out of the stoplight. That's not what that's for. Okay, I got the wish card. This is a fantastic card. You got some great things coming your way. You're going to find stuff magically when it comes to your career. Wishes will be granted in a very happy way regarding your career. When formulating your wishes, make sure to phrase them precisely as possibly as you can, because you're able to manifest in this area. So, what else, guys? Be aware that some of your wishes will be granted in unexpected ways, because that's how the divine works. Now is the time for success, for good health, wonderful partnerships, things involving careers. And you'll know what fulfillment in this career will truly be, because you'll start seeing some enchanting things happen. Um, I love it when they do that, when like something impossible comes and then you pray about it and they deliver it in a very unexpected way, so that you know it's from them. So just spending time with your Ishta Devata, sitting in meditation and really focusing on how you want to shine in the world, because that's what you came here for. Um, that would be my main advice to you: is don't allow the dysfunctional family dynamics to keep hold you back from success, but also don't feed into the fighting, because it's just a waste of your time and energy, and you need that to go into shining and being you. Okay, sweetie. I can tell. Oh, I'm okay. Well, thank you for the affirmation. I'm actually curious to see what Sherry's got for you, and I'm sending you lots of love regarding the career stuff, sweetie, because that's big.
First thing I pulled was judgment. So again, that awakening, that rebirth, that following, that calling, going forward. Um, this is just a really good card. I mean, it's 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 stepping forward into what you need, because then I got the Four of Wands. So there's celebration there. That's that's having a party because things are going just the way you want it to. And then I pulled the King of Pentacles, which backs up the party. He's the dude paying for it. So that's pretty good. All right. He's the one that's got all the money, right? I'm just kind of pulling your leg with that. But this is a good card. This is somebody that um, is responsible and mature, but at the same time knows how to have a good time. This dude knows how to throw a party. So, yeah, you want to go to the King of Pentacles parties because you know you're going to have fun. And then I pulled for you Dragon Power. Step into your power. Your dragon is there waiting for you to step into the power and call on that dragon fire, that dragon spirit, that dragon strength. They are, I mean, Rising Phoenix. Look, it's right there in your name. Phoenix and the dragon go hand in glove together. Um, I know my son, when he was in the Navy, one arm's got a phoenix and one arm has a dragon. That were the two of the tattoos he got. I said, well, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, both of them are going up. So, um, and then the last card I pulled for you was Crown Activation. And it's talking about it's time to bloom. The crown energy is at the very top of your head and it's opening. It's ready for fresh new energy to emerge. Um, as your crown activates, it is drawing a lighter, more playful energy to move through. Remember, you already got the King of Pentacles paying for everything, so you can enjoy yourself and have fun with it. Um, let go of all the heaviness, all the stuff that's dragging you down. You don't need it. Let go of it. It's no good. You know, that's part of your dragon power. Step on it and say, be gone. I'm done with you. And here you're moving forward. You're activating your crown, you know, your crown chakra. You're opening up your mind to spirit. So it's not just an emotional thing you're feeling, but you're opening up your brain to it so that they can speak more directly to you. And I just feel like, yeah, embrace what's coming your way. It's been, I keep feeling like you've been through a lot to get there. And now it's time to celebrate. You've kind of arrived in one of your stations. It doesn't mean you don't have more to do and further to go. But for now, you've arrived at station A, party hardy like there's no tomorrow. And then tomorrow, when you wake up, you can head towards station B and start all over again. But this time, when you start all over again, you got you got your dragon with you. So that's going to give you a lot.
Oh,
That's
I
what I got.
love that. Thank you, Shari. And I'm so glad that she was able to connect with the dragon. I love that, Lalima. Oh, yeah. That was amazing. Thank you so much for letting us tap in, Lalima. And we're sending you lots of love as you work through some of those more challenging
Absolutely.
energies. Know that they're not yours. That's why they said put your wand down and walk away from that stuff. That's coming from an unstable background there, okay? All right.
Absolutely.
So are we ready for lightning round? Let's see. We've got okay, we went through
Let's
all of
do
our
it.
tippers. And we did get you, Rachel. So just letting you know, sweetie. And oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for letting us know, Lalima. We really appreciate you. And the Phoenix is very special to me too. I've got Kitu and Gandanta. It's the Abukta Mula Gandanta. And oh my lord, is he teaching me some stuff. So, all right. So is Kaylee here? Please check in. I wish I had my cowbell. Is Kaylee here? I'll do a flam flip for Kaylee. Let's see if I can get it down. I've been practicing it. Okay. Is Kaylee here? Okay, Miss Kaylee. Kaylee actually made this for me. She's amazing, and I love that
Oh,
she put Kali.
wow.
Yeah, she put
I
Kali on
love
the
that.
end there, and the astrology. She's got a Saraswati yoga in her chart, which it's like it's creativity on acid. So, Miss Kaylee, are you here? Is Rishi here? Are you here, Rishi? Maureen, are you here? Sylvia, are you here? Actually, we got your question. Okay. Denise, are you here? Diamond, are you here? Kriti, are you here? Debbie, Three Shifting Veils, are you here? Let's see. James Med 4, are you here? MV, are you here? Nathan Ray, are you here? And Word of Will, are you here? And Oma, are you here? Because you need to be here for lightning round, guys. Okay, so anyone I just put up, if you're here, we will get to your question next. And if you sent a tip and we didn't get it, please let us know and I'll have Jonathan check for you. Okay, we want to make sure we get to everybody. So if you're here, please check in. Please, please. Oma is here. Okay. Any new job offers coming up? Okay, Oma, I'll go ahead and do a quick thing for you. Oh, and by the way, Lalima, I pulled energy healing for you, Merlin. So that's what you're being asked to step into. And you see there's an eclipse above him. The house Pisces is getting eclipsed right now by Rahu. So that's probably some of the energies that you're picking up on too. So moving into some energy healing and creating some boundaries for yourself can help a little bit there. So any new job offers coming up? Okay, so let's see if anyone else checked in. Oh, Rishi is here. Do you want to do Rishi, Shari, and I'll do Oma?
I can do Rishi. Yeah.
All right, so I'll do Oma, and then Rishi is, let me find his question. It is, hey, can I have a general astrological reading? Feeling very disturbed. Okay, well, if I don't have your
Astrological
astrology,
will let you. Yeah.
well,
I'm on astrology.
all right, so you want to go ahead and take Oma, and I'll take Rishi?
That'll work. Yeah.
Okay, so
Is
I'll pull some karma cards for you. Now, Rishi, I don't have if I can't share my software and have StreamYard on at the same time because I'm on a borrowed laptop right now. That's why my lighting is a little different. But I'm going to do some karma cards for you, but you're always welcome to schedule a session where I'm a Vedic astrologer. I'm basically a 4-year degree in it with extra certifications and everything else. We can go real deep. My first session is usually 2.5 to 3 hours. But I also do small, like career things and things like that too, because I'm probably getting the. So if you want something more in depth, that is the way to do it. Okay, so I've got Virgo and Uranus for you. Uranus is Indra in the translation. So this tells me that Indra is striking lightning into the realm of service to others, details what you must do. Virgos are the bureaucrats. Those are the people that are dotting the I's, crossing the T's, keeping our parks clean, getting our trash picked up, making sure that our health services are in alignment. They're the paper pushers. They're the bureaucrats. So there's a big mix-up happening there. Ketu is hitting that in the eclipses for the last 18 months. It'll be 18 months in March. So this area is getting eclipsed. It might be affecting you. Let's see how it's affecting you. Oh, some injustice. Okay. So pay attention to some injustice in this area. Lean on a partner for support, develop a better perspective, because you may not be making the best judgments about that right now. I got the Justice Reverse card. Okay. I got the Two of Cups. You need to lean on someone in your environment that you trust. This would be like a partner, okay? I got the Four of Cups, meaning that you may be missing out on an important opportunity and not using the best judgment, okay? So they really want you to look into how are the ways in which you are serving and getting into the details of things. How is that area clouded, and why are you being asked to change in such a big way in that area? You may not be practicing the best judgment, so maybe consulting a friend that you trust can help you find what opportunities may be being missed, okay? um, when I get Virgo and Uranus, that also tells me that you might be moving in another direction as well. Okay, let me look and see if you've said anything. All right, so that's the main energy I'm getting. Let me pull a quick shadow card. Okay, so there's some integration that's happening. So basically what I suggest you do is you're not basically using the best judgment. It's causing some injustice in and around that area. Look to your sixth house or where Virgo falls in your chart, and that can tell you what's going on there. It's also the house of hidden enemies and things like that. But the main energy that I'm getting from this is that you're missing something. It's an opportunity. They're trying to get your attention, and they haven't been successful in doing so because you're a little scattered when I tapped into the energy and I tried to find it. Okay, so integration. This card, you can see the snake on it. This is the sum of all of the experiences in your life, and you can bring forward a lot of things, but they're asking you to take out some quiet moments in your day and sit in introspection instead of letting all of the outside messages from social media and other people come in, because it's affecting your judgment and the ability to hear messages that you're getting from your guides. They want you to spend more time in spiritual meditation and in quiet introspection rather than continually reaching out through other people. Now, you do have a partner that can help you, but there is a need for some quiet days and times throughout your day in your life. That's going to really help you not overreact to situations and not ignore your beautiful inner voice, because you've got that one. There's a quest to fit in, and it's blocking you. You want to be loved. You want to be admired. You don't realize that your inner voice is warning you that there is another person's energy that's not matching their words and actions. And listen to your instincts about this situation or person, okay? Because it's not for your best interest. All right? I hope that was helpful. It was a little scattered because I'm tapping in, and it's like there's a lot of stuff going on in there. So if you ever want to get a reading, something more in depth, we're both here. You feel very alone in your struggles. You're never alone. You're never alone. Uh,
Oh, just reach
when
out. There's enough of
I'm
us in this community that's going to reach back.
and not just in this community, when you sit in true meditation, if you're doing your spiritual practice, you will hear the inner voice. You're never alone. Okay, this is just the material body that we're assigned. uh, the actual spirit is, these are just clothes, just like this table is closed, just like the television is closed, just like the bookshelves are closed, just like the carpet is closed. These are all clothing, and the more you remove, the more you're able to find that inner peace. Okay, I struggled with being alone for a long time, especially when I went through my divorce, because I just felt like it was bad. That's what brought me closer to the divine that was within. And I know that sounds silly unless you've really experienced it. It took me years to get there, but it is within you. So you can reach out to people in this community if you're having trouble like developing a spiritual practice that helps you meditate. There's lots of classes you can take. There's lots of people here that are very well versed in this. Um, if you want to expand your spiritual practice to where you feel less alone, that could be very beneficial for you or she. Okay, sweetie. All right, I hope that was helpful. I'm excited to see what Shari has for the lovely. Hi, JR. Good to see you. Let's see. Let me
Hey,
find Oma's
JR.
question. There you
It was
are.
Oma, right?
Oma. Any new job offers coming up for Miss Oma?
Page of Wands. You got some
Oh,
announcing coming up. So this is really good. This means somebody's gonna say, "Hey, Oma got a new job, and it's really great." And then I pull the Thicket of Thorns, uncertainty. And it's normal to feel that way. Don't let it bog you down. You got something coming. Step forward and do it. Don't hang back and say, well, maybe I couldn't do that job. No, don't think about that. You can do it. Put your mind to it. You can do it. Because the last card I pulled for you was move through your fear.
Ooh, eclipse.
And that's where it's talking about. Yeah. Moving, and it's what we got. We got a black moon up there.
That's an eclipse. Yeah.
So that's kind of like an eclipse if you think about it. So that's moving through that fear. Just you got stuff coming. Don't don't be uncertain and afraid to step forward. Move through that fear. Accept it. You got a young page here that's getting ready to start announcing to everybody around. Almost got something good coming. So
Woohoo! I love
yeah,
that. And Oma, I got the new beginnings card, so she's right on track. That's that Page of Wands energy. So congratulations. That's
there
wonderful
you go.
news. Okay, guys. So we got to our lightning round. We got to the rest of your questions. Uh, oh, Keith, we are now checking out. We've been on for 2 hours and 20 minutes, so we are leaving. But please
Oh
come
wow,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, we're here at 4 o'clock, sweetie. Okay. So, oh, I'm glad. Okay, so you're so welcome, Oma. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, I'm
And
glad.
yeah, yeah. So, do you have anything coming up that you would like to announce, Sherry?
Oh, tomorrow at um 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central. I think that's the right time.
Hmm.
Let me double check. Uh, I'm doing a 6:30. I'm sorry, so that would be 4:30 Pacific. I'm gonna be on the Cool Crohn's channel with Colleen, and we're gonna do a meditation and prayer session for Florida, Tennessee, North Carolina, all the people that got really battered by these last two hurricanes and that are still going through it. I mean, you still got hundreds of thousands of people with no electricity.
Hmm.
And now we got cold fronts coming through.
Ugh.
And we've got two more systems heading into the Gulf.
Hmm.
So I've seen hurricanes do weird stuff. So you never know what's going to happen. But we're going to do that. And then, am I coming on with you or are we going to do it next time for Boomer Mill?
Oh, yeah, you're welcome to come on tomorrow. That would be a lot of
Oh,
fun. Yeah, that's it. That
okay.
is at 5 o'clock Pacific. And you can come in
Right.
on, we're going to
Right.
be open for the whole hour and we're just going to be showing like the news behind the stuff that happens. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, guys.
It's
So,
going to be, yeah, how it'll be interesting.
and I'll talk a little bit about the astrology going on too. What's causing a lot of this stuff. So, yeah.
And then Friday is polytorology. Again, that's on the Cool Crone. That's me, her, Cleo, Gerald, Gerald Stash. Val is back, I believe, and I think I got everybody. I'm probably forgetting someone. And then I got Deborah Zackow, Clarity Tarot. She's going to be on my channel Saturday during the day,
Oh, wow.
and so have a little bit of fun and uh, and then of course Night Owls Saturday night, 11 p.m. Central, and Allie Heart Centered Tarot, Heart and Soul Connected is Allie. I always get her and Marina's channel names mixed up. Allie's going to be with me Saturday night, so that'll be fun. Yeah,
And
I played hooky from Sisters so I could come hang with Michelle tonight. So
thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Sherry. You're
I
so
told him, I
sweet.
said, I'm playing hooky playing hooky this Wednesday. I'm gonna hang out with Michelle. So everybody was like, oh, have fun.
Well, and Maureen, and if you were scared, I'm going to go ahead and give you a mantra, and this is for everyone, okay? Because don't fear. Like
Yeah, no,
we're in flex, we're in flow. Death is a scary thing, and the Plutonian energy that we're feeling in the United States is, whoo, it's intense. But with death comes rebirth. Okay, it's just going to be a little difficult at
absolutely.
first. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a mantra that is all around that, and you can listen to this at any time, and it helps me with fear. Okay. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandham Pushtivardhanam Urva Vrukamiva Vandana Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandham Pushtivardhanam. Urva Vrukamiva Vandana Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandham Pushtivardhanam. Urva Vrukamiva Vandana Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti 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 Om Peace Peace Peace. Sending love, Marine. Okay, so know that this is Murtia Loka. That's what that's about. This is the place where all things come to die, and everything that dies here is a good thing because it helps us elevate up to that
Mm-hmm.
next rung on the ladder. Some of us are like blasting up like superstars. Some of us are having to go down and learn some more lessons before we're able to do that. But this is a beautiful, beautiful birth, and human births are one of the hardest to get because we can do the most amount of work in this plane, especially during this time, which is Kali Yuga, the Dark Ages. So it's difficult for us light workers, but anything you do positively during this time is like 10,000 fold in the upper yugas and planes. So know that you are not wasting your time or energy by learning here, okay, sweetie? So, with that, I want to thank everyone for being here. You all are amazing. Please catch us on the Boomer Meal tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the burglary that happened and, just kind of like sussing that out and asking y'all for what's going on in your areas as well. Next week, I have the amazing Val on, so I'll be stealing her from from the group, and
She
she'll
keeps
be on.
robbing from the sisters here. We're just
I
taking
know,
turns going out.
because I love you guys. You're amazing. So she's going to be on the show, and then after that, we're going to have Gerald on, and then we're also going to have Jane on next week, and some other lovely guests. So I'm very excited to
Awesome.
yeah, really excited to move through with that. And I just want to thank all of you for joining us. And we are sending you all tons of love over the next week. And don't be scared, just be prepared.
Absolutely.
All right. Sending you all
Right.
love. Take care, everyone.